Here, participating in an RP, working on the mask. I'd completely and totally forgotten that we had rescheduled for today.
It's
And I
fine.
can't.
Bad.
And now I can't find the cap for the X-Acto knife. Can I sheath it in you?
Yes, do it.
You've been nothing but a thorn in my side since day one. But I am from Tokyo, the girl
Found it.
I'll not be outdone.
You remain unstabbed for another day.
Tokyo spectacular.
Aww.
You can use me as a stabble.
Please excuse my thespian vernacular.
Yeah, so far Timber has held knives in his arms, legs, eye.
He's a walking butcher's block.
He's a pincushion.
Yeah, we just store our blades in him.
That's my little Muppet plaything.
When Tempo gets to level 20, he's just gonna be like those kitchen blocks, but for the Emperor.
No, he's just ASDF movie at this point. Here, hold this.
The audience is thirsty for fun. Time to run.
Get stabbed. Well, thank you, Emperor.
Denouement has already begun. That means you're done.
If everything is as the Empress wills it, Timber getting stabbed is the Empress's choice in life.
Yep.
Yeah, and I can't even deny that the Empress provides, considering that I just wanted some fucking salt.
It's called raining salt.
Clearly, I really impressed her.
You have so much salt right now.
Oh, I have every type of salt right now.
A lot
Every
of salt
variant.
going around.
I mean, if you want to go through and painstakingly categorize all the salt from every area in, like, downtime, it'll take at least 4 days.
Yeah, aren't there like 30 different types of salt in real life? Like edible salts.
I have about 10 different varieties myself. I haven't found them at one point. I don't know where he put them.
Messing with Fan Tokyo is never wise. I've had enough of you.
I have hidden the salts in my alchemy room.
I just like the idea of Rose thinking Temple's crazy this entire time, and then there's another Wolven, and then Flails or Ansel.
So it looks like there are 12 different by doing a quick search, but I'm going to see if there are more. Jim, why did it take you so long to start the game? I had to look up salt.
You have to do serious research on what types of salt exist in the world.
Looking at a different source, there are 15 different types of salt.
I mean, this is a fantasy world. There could be 20 different kinds of salt.
Don't forget frost salt and fire salt and void salt.
I'm so confused on what these salt you were referring to.
All of it.
In Chim's, like the story world that I was writing, because I was going to try to write novels, there is a sand-like substance that can kind of crystallize like salt called martens, and it stores magic in it. So in that world, there is hundreds of different kinds of quote-unquote salt because of the magic. And I was thinking of porting it over to the game for fun. So there might be 100 different types of salt.
Yes, these are all now property of the Martin Talkie and Talkie Network. We will be sure to distribute them with the proper documents filled out.
I love the fact that Tip was colorblind and he has a whole time to figure out which one's approve and denial.
Just spot both of them.
Well, to be fair, I guess he can see gold medal because he can see yellow.
In the pod, chip them off, don't stop and move on to the modular frames. The rotors and cables, a table says we are waiting on lots of crates. And if we haven't got enough on your plate, well, we haven't got enough for the plate. To the stage of the caterium isn't great to fill the elevator by end of the day. Mother Nature is minted, it's evident. If we're a kid, the boy is the precedent. Where there's a will, there's a way to inherit it. Whether we killed her or not is irrelevant. No defense for delay, it's expensive, so pay up. Foreclosure's a moment away. Financially, we're financially. To contractually say it again. Construct an industrial wonderland with 100 bells to ride on. Set seems to plunder and then find somewhere else to siphon. Explore. There's a whole ton of fun to be funneled under that horizon. Explore. So tearing us under with under assault as part.
Who's these guys?
The band? Stupendium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the
Stupendium
way-
does a whole lot of songs about video games.
Yeah, it's all rap. It's really good though.
Oh,
Don't
it's really
forget your
good rap.
icons, guys.
Oh,
By the
crap.
way, did we get long rests?
Yes, the
H2O.
party would have been able to take long rest on the ride back.
I got a very long rest. I meditated for 3 days straight at the top of the crow's nest.
You took salt baths.
Yeah, I relaxed with a salt bath.
So I guess Tip was almost battle now.
Yeah, it would be getting better once you, like, as you're heading into port. That would have been when you woke up, and Timber's arm would have been a lot better.
So if that was 3 days of long rest, okay.
Hey, Shiro,
Yes?
your icon.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
He knows battle Temple has to remember stuff.
To be fair, Timber remembers a lot.
Be quiet.
Make
They
me.
don't know this. They don't know this.
Timber might have harnessed the power of JoJo, but he cannot strike against the GM.
I'll just keep doing stupid stuff till you can't breathe.
Death count was quite shameful to see, so now you'll have to pay to get away from that disease. Private healthcare, it's the way it's meant
You
to
can
be.
try.
When
I've
you're getting
gained
it,
resistances to it.
aware of the receipt.
So everyone else just sees Timber staring out at the horizon, arguing very loudly with somebody.
I hope you brought a change of clothes. Person must be patient, make the waiting
Well, at this point, it could be the Empress, it could be the gnome, it could be the ghost he killed.
But somehow we
All
all
the other
know that
voices in his head.
it's a giant kitsune.
We swear that we prepared for you the very best of care, with medical professionals and specialists to spare. We found them on the internet.
Since you say giant kitsune, I don't even imagine, like, Timber staring out at nothing. You can just see in the distance a giant kitsune.
I'm feeling a bit lightheaded. An irregular fixture.
Just the freaking shadow silhouetted against the few traces of salt remaining in the air.
Just out of curiosity, just double checking, no big deal, no worries. How does everyone in the party feel about imps?
About what?
Imps.
Imps?
I hear that they taste good in burritos.
Please don't hurt my babies.
I'm an herbivore. I just hear things.
Can they be conscripted?
They work for me.
Well,
Technically, imps are like
technically.
minions, aren't they? So yeah, they can be conscripted,
Yeah.
all right.
Sweet.
Just get them to worship you, and you're good to go.
Oh, I don't want them to worship me.
Now have them worship the Empress and have you be the idol of the Empress.
So, Kiros, Temple's captain of the ship now.
Yes.
All
was
right,
that,
hello everyone, and welcome to Timber's Dome.
Wait, what?
Yes, Timber dies.
I do not subscribe to that theory.
Anyways, hello everybody, welcome to Red Flag Rejects Dungeons and Dragons. I will turn it over now to Timber for the recap.
Hello?
Hello.
Alrighty.
He's still
Okay,
alive.
so previous episode, we were in a cave, and then I saw the enemy, and I marched right up to him, ready to fight him in single glorious melee combat. So I drew my sword, and everyone got into battle positions, and I was ready to charge. Then, oh my God, there's acid! I turned around, and she was just, and like acid blew splashing him really good. And then everyone was like sneaking around, and I started fighting, and I didn't know where anyone was at, but they were there. And then he started drinking a potion. I was like, no! So I stab him, and then the potion starts coming out. You take the damage.
The audio, I choose to believe, is part of his flashback sequence.
So anyways, we kill him, take his head, some other heads, and then everyone was looking for treasure and stuff, and I went back to the boat.
I tried to be cool with the heads. Didn't.
Well, Roselia, I'm just glad you're learning the true and proper way. You take the heads of the enemy. So anyways, we got some more stuff.
I just understand how bounties work.
Oh, look at me, all technical. Maybe I should call you a technician or something with your technicalities. Anyways,
no, that's Quizen's job.
Anyways, we go back to the ship, and Roselia's all like, we need salt. And I'm all like, okay, I'll go pray really hard. And then she's like, yeah, that's not gonna work. And then all of a sudden it starts raining salt. Praise the Empress! We have salt. I started making a little statue out of it.
Okay, I feel like you're trivializing the paperwork part of that story.
Yeah? What do you mean? I got you the paperwork as you wish. And it was totally correct the first time. You can always count on Tibble. Anyways, I went in. I started walking on my little salt empress, and I used a lot of spit. And I think I'm dehydrated, but I made it, and it is glorious, and it's always in my room. And I just stare at it for hours, admiring my own work.
Wait. You've been licking the salt to make a statue out of it.
Yes.
How much water have you had?
Definitely enough.
I have doubts.
You doubt me? I should have you walk the plank. A very long walk off a very short plank. Anyways, we're going back to the town now, I guess. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Was that sufficient? Did I miss anything?
I don't think you missed anything important, at least not that I can tell. With that...
Except he did.
Oh, the city?
The city.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about that here.
We don't talk about City Club.
They
No,
have
Martin Club.
they have eyes and ears in the walls. If they hear you talk about it, they take you out.
We don't talk about Martin Club.
Well, to be fair, that was from Temple's perspective. He doesn't really know what's going on down there. But I'm sure they're doing a good job. That's the reason why I picked them.
They're doing a good job. They have revolutionized into the industrial age.
And you think Temple's stupid when he's actually the smartest guy?
I don't think we really need this totalitarian authority above us.
It sounds like heresy to me.
Is it truly a democracy if you're telepathic?
Well, yes. Then we know the honest feelings of everyone.
But everyone has the exact same feelings because they're all just the same person.
I'll have you know that Kerba is very different from me.
How?
He's got a sun on his shoulder. And his eyes are different colors.
Those are physical appearance. I'm talking about his personality, his motives, his desires.
Well, you see, he prefers his eggs to be hard-boiled, where I like them to be scrambled.
He does have a point.
No, I take it back. They'd make wonderful politicians. I'm going to go, check the cargo or something, I don't know.
As you go to head down and check the cargo, you can see in the distance the city, and as you walk, wondering what you can buy and how to get away from the Martens, you hear a loud explosion from under your feet and the ship rocks slightly.
Death, is that you? I've been waiting.
It doesn't seem to be death for you, as you start to see smoke rise from the stairs. And anyone can see this.
I'll grab the nearest sand bucket or water bucket, whatever we happen to have on hand, and head down to investigate.
Salt
Been-
Poke my nose down the
Yeah,
stairs.
let's grab the nearest bucket of salt. I know we've got them all over the place.
As you're
as
walking,
you reach-
I said sand, but no, we're going with salt.
Oh, as you reach for it,
Damage report, what's going on?
there's a you'll find a chain to the deck.
Oh,
And there is a note lovingly printed on the side of it saying that you need to fill out Form 46B to acquire this bucket.
I'm just gonna walk down the stairs, ignoring the drama that Tanya's trying to do with the bucket of salt.
I'm just wanting to be able to put out a fire in case there's a fire, because there's smoke. We're gonna need to discuss that later.
Shiro, as you go down the stairs, and I assume Rosalia would follow behind you soon after with a
It's the
proper
buckets I
water
can
bucket.
stuff- I can't get the proper water bucket.
You can get a
Everything's
water
fine.
bucket.
Yeah, the water
not the salt
bucket's
bucket.
okay. The water bucket's okay. It's the salt bucket that you need to fill out the form for.
Oh my god.
So as you go down, the first flight of stairs leads to like the small open area and then all of the rooms. And from one of the rooms, you see a blackish purple smoky whip start like kind of up in the air around it, trailing out along the hallway. More of it is coming out from underneath the door.
Can't I just simply push the door open?
I'm going to attempt to intercept him from opening the door, and instead hold my hand to the door to check for heat first.
One moment. You do not feel any heat or cold from the door as you put your hand towards it.
Alright, now we can push it open. Backdrafts are a thing, and they are not fun.
Dej is sticking his head out of your backpack, Rosalia.
As
A second ago. Kirma or whatever.
What? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
As you open the door, a lot more of this purple inky smoke kind of fills out into the hallway, blinding you for just a second. And as you look inside, you can see this wide collage of like a pentagram in the center of the room. There are candles set about, some of them still light, others are not. Fetishes hung up along the walls and from the ceiling. And in the center of the pentagram, with an imp in each hand and one sitting on his head, is Kairos, the cat.
What?
Shiro tilts his head in confusion.
Explanation, please?
Oh, if you need to feed those other mouths, I'm afraid you're going to need to fill out Form 1926B in order to request additional meal tickets.
Hi, everyone. I know this is very incriminating, but we have a very, very good explanation for this. Seijin, would you explain to them, please? As I look at my familiar, the imp.
Yes. As you see, we have been summoned by one Mr. Kairos to aid him in search of intelligence and knowledge. We are here to aid and protect, search and seek, and learn and teach. Why is this mutt sniffing at me? This is not part of the contract.
You know what else isn't part of the contract? Timber. I would recommend doing your recon very quickly, because when he sees you, he's going to turn you into a red stain on the wall.
In the background, you can hold on a second. In the background, you can hear Temple yelling, "Hey guys, is it heresy?"
No, Timber, it's not heresy.
Okay.
But it might!
I'll keep stealing the ship.
The imp smells a lot like sulfur, but not just sulfur. He smells like a musty book page, kind of like a book in a library that hasn't been open in a long time.
What horse is this? A library sounds like the scariest place.
Yeah, apparently they have imps there.
Don't worry, it's fine. I just got a job offer and recruited and asked to find out things. And I apparently was requisitioned help as I wave a hand to the three imps.
And don't worry about the heresy. We know much of the Empress and her ideals. We work perfectly fine in law and order. Thus the contracts.
I'm gonna go.
Meanwhile,
out of the room.
a mental message is going to everybody on the ship. Unauthorized personnel on the ship. Security breach. Please fill out an XP-188 security breach form.
By the way, since I'm a warlock, a old one or warlock, I am telepathic up to 30 feet. So I'm going to telepathically send to you. You know I can hear all that too, right? And I can do it.
I can do it
Yes.
too. You're not special.
Someone has hacked into Martin TNT. Their lines are no longer secure.
Something's wrong. I can feel it.
Wayo! Take command of the ship! I shall defend us! And Tibble goes, Tibble, he does a voyage 5
I
minute,
intercept Timber at the
command.
top and say that there are fellow members that know of the Empress down below.
You're assuming that Timber is going down the stairs.
No, he was just
Oh
gonna
no,
go,
I don't.
just take-
I'm just catching up with him and telling him, ignoring what the Martas just said.
Unauthorized personnel! It might be an invasion! Please fill out form XP188 security breach form.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look over
I'm
at
so
Stajan when he
confused!
says that. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
I'm gonna have to petition their government
mean,
to get the
that's,
number of documents reduced.
That was my that was one of my brothers, but yes, it's quite fun.
Legally, we are not unauthorized personnel. We have been invited here and work under one of the people on your ship. Thus, we are allowed to be here by your own definition of laws and rules.
I just tell
Actually,
Timber-
our laws do not allow you to come here without the explicit permission of Captain Timber.
Wait.
I just tell Timber that there are creatures that know of the Empress down below decks.
Well, I sure hope so. You're down there.
New creatures that know of the Empress.
Oh, okay. I'll
I
make
thought
sure
I-
to conscript him.
I thought I smelled moldy paper and regret. Are you telling me that you're clerical?
No.
Not you, the imp.
Clerical? May I ask what do you mean by that?
Could you potentially out paperwork the Martens?
Well, that is my job. Part of it, at least. Outside of learning everything I can. Which would
Oh no,
aid it.
I'm fully on board now. Go ham.
So apparently, so I was told when I was doing all this. Apparently, the reason I caught their interest was because I was so damn good at paperwork at the time.
Well, I'm getting tired of these Martens. If you could give them a taste of their own medicine, then we'll have no problems.
Dungeon Master?
Stajan?
Yes, Timber?
Since Tibble ran down from the steering wheel to the deck, but now he's walking back up to Raul, he's going to congratulate him for not failing his mission. The ship is still going, even though he was temporary captain for half a second.
Ryo just barely touched the wheel and now you're back at it.
And now I'm back at him, and I'm congratulating him on a successful mission.
Stajan, boys, I have your first order. Out paperwork the Martens. Show them the power of our Lord.
Oh no!
I don't want to have to roleplay this paperwork. I want to make a roll for paperwork.
Nope, I want to roll. First off, they have to establish their authority upon the ship. Because their
Have a
authority
paperwork
on
contest,
this
like how
ship.
me and Timber had a captain contest.
Now they're having a nod off.
As I perform a dramatic flourish, pulling out the paperwork in triplicate, all filled out. The ways of paperwork are strong with me. I'm already knowing how to do this.
You know, while this is going on, I'm probably just going to find a corner on the deck to fluff up my not so smelly cushion anymore and just plop myself down on it.
Plots described badly. Well, first we got really salty and then we did homework.
I'm trying to think of what a good roll for paperwork would be. I'm thinking deception.
Intelligence?
Um,
I think
How
the
about
charisma
sleight
because
of
of how,
hand?
I think it'd be combined charisma and wisdom. Because you have to be able to word things well, but you also have to not talk yourself into a corner.
Don't you have to also be able to write fast?
So, the aspects of paperwork is tying it down so people cannot wiggle through it. It needs to be written nicely and cohesively, and it needs to be done in a way that everyone can like understand and agree upon. So there's a lot of skills that could go into it. Perception to make sure there's no loopholes, deception so you can make your
A good
own.
lawyer just needs all the stats.
Just do a charisma roll
I would
with
say straight
dexterity modifier.
intelligence. I would
I'm
really
just-
say
I'm
it's just a
perfectly-
straight intelligence.
Actually, it says in the description for deception is your ability to convey or convincingly hide the truth either verbally or through your actions or writing. It can encompass anything from misleading others through ambiguity to telling outright lies to hiding things within text.
Yeah, but
I
they're
have
definitely
faith.
not trying to hide anything.
Oh my god.
I have faith in my my molten network that they will not fail me for the inputs.
Quick
I'd
question.
like. Yeah.
It's Wolfa that's been doing the fan art things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my personal pitch here is Phoenix Martin and Imp Edgeworth.
Objection!
Kairos, this is an influence from Odd Socks. Are
Oh, no.
you fine with becoming a Martin for a little bit?
Oh,
Yes,
Oh, boy.
this will allow us to infiltrate the Martin network. Because Seijin and I are telepathically connected, that means he's a part of the Martin network as well.
So everyone's staring at this imp on top of Kairos' head, and then there's a poof of the same inky blackness, and now there's a little Martin with 3 imps kind of sitting on it as if the Martin was a couch.
let me guess. In order to be part of the Martin legal system, you had to be a Martin temporarily, right?
Seijin, what the fuck just happened?
We did our best to make sure that we could properly infiltrate them like you asked.
Called it.
Should have seen this coming.
Steering the
I
ship. I'm steering the ship. I'm so
I
good
think
at
an
steering the
intelligence roll would be good, so do you have the stat block for your imp yet?
Yes.
Roll for its int. Martin's roll for yours. We're
Int,
going
int.
to see how well they out paperwork each other.
ship. Oh god.
Imp int.
Oh yeah!
Hail to the king, baby! Hail to the king! Nobody out paperworks the Martins.
That's why I made them the paperwork guys.
So Seijin was going completely just online. He wasn't trying to do anything unique. He thought these Martins were nothing. And then they bring out like 10 different books, and like 3 of them are talking at once, and it's all about different like little tiny things, the line between the lines, the meaning of the words between the lines, what type of paper the rules are written on, which change the entire aspect of the rules as well. Like if it's on parchment, it's different than if it's like tacked on a corkboard. And Seijin just kind of backs off, and he's like, I'm not sure if they're even mortals myself. They might also be demons.
Seijin, why do you look like you just want to fuck them now? Seriously, you look like you're in love.
Truly, Demeter has abandoned us.
One moment, I'm reprimanding a dog.
See? Temple was definitely correct when he was making sure that the Molten Network was taking care of his paperwork.
You're playing host to a Dark Lord.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone out paperwork a demon before. Are you sure they aren't demons?
To be fair, you haven't seen a demon until 2 minutes ago.
Hey, I know I'm upstairs and I'm not seeing this, but The Emperor's told me to make them in charge of paperwork. Thus, the Emperor succeeds.
I'm gonna go down and spend some time with the prisoner.
Timber,
Yes?
as you are steering the ship, two martens pop up on your shoulders. They have little black glasses on their faces, and they're wearing black suits. They got a little wire thing out of each ear. Attention, Captain Timber. We are part of the Martin Special Network. We have been instructed to provide security for you due to a possible breach of the Martin Talkie and Talkie Network.
See? This is why I made him in charge of paperwork and stuff. I have shoulder cannons.
They have their own secret service now.
That is thanks to Jaffer.
So,
I
Rosalia,
died. The pirates killed me. This is hell.
did you guys move the prisoner out of the food storage?
I'm pretty sure that after the second time that I figured out I need to check the doors before opening.
Alright, so now in a different room, not even chained, just locked in, she is sitting on a bed enjoying a nice cup of tea. Oh, hello. Am I about to be brought to my execution yet?
No, I just needed to talk to somebody who's actually sane.
Oh, well, I'm not sure if I fit anymore after everything I've seen.
Oh, you've only seen small bits and pieces. I've been exposed to the main show.
I just heard an explosion and something about a security breach. I can only assume.
Oh, that was just the demons arriving.
Will the angels be joining us for tea?
Certainly hope not. But, at our current rate. It's already created a salt storm, so, what else is on this week's docket?
Well, I know you will probably be drinking it up filthy rich in a local tavern as I wait in a padded cell.
Yeah, well, first off, I don't really drink.
MSG.
And second, I'm going to be spending pretty much all of my cut either supplying the ship or on expensive therapy.
It has to be MSG. One special group, MSG.
Unfortunately, the influence was very particular. It's the Martin Special Network.
Oh, okay. I don't watch the stream, so I'm kind of flying blind.
We do have MRE, Martin Regular Environment.
I just thought MSG would have been funny because it has something to do with food.
I get it.
So, am I able to offer help? From what you've told me last night, we should be in town soon. And I don't know how much longer I have before I'm locked up.
You're already locked up, says the Martin, who is currently putting out filling up a cup of tea for Rosalia before vanishing into a hole in the wall.
I would cover those holes over, but then they would make me fill out paperwork for the teams that they send in to remove it, so they can have 5 people watch while 1 removes it.
I quite like their paperwork. I was able to find a loophole so that I could have indefinite for anyone in the room. It's quite lovely.
So they're playing favorites. Interesting.
Oh, she just thought wisely and filled out the form for a MT&T lawyer who was able to assist her in getting the proper paperwork to have infinite tea.
So they can
All
be
te-
used against each other.
Before someone spends influence in order to make my my Morlock patron a member of the Martin Talkie and Talkie Network, the head Martin.
Oh my god, no. I would rage quit.
No, Doge and Dej are the heads of the MT&T. The rest assist.
That's until their parents come to take
Actually.
over.
Do the influence.
Man,
Do it.
man,
Because if they do the influence that Kairos' patron is the head of the MT&T, that means that Doge and Dej are his patron.
I don't think I would allow that. Just because you guys are at the same level.
Or at least
It's all fun
pretending
and
to be.
games till mom comes home.
They're pretending to be mortal. I don't trust anything anymore.
These are just like a tiny droplet of their power that they flicked into reality.
They like watching the waves ripple.
It's skipping stones for them.
No, you can't just rip people's sanity away through crazy antics. Haha, rabbit, go brr.
Shiro, one of the Martens in a black suit with the black sunglasses and the wire in their ear comes running up to you. Sir, you cannot be, you need to stay within the confines of the ship. You cannot be leaning over it. It is dangerous for you. There has been a breach to the ship.
Well, I'm glad I didn't fail that. Okay. I'm just gonna get off the bow then. I'm just going to ignore looking at the Martin and then walk back to the corner of the deck where my cushion is and just sit there staring at the map.
Sir,
have no-
everyone must be in their quarters.
This is his quarters, by the way.
This is my quarters.
No, we have assigned you a quarters down below decks.
I growl at him.
I am a member of the Martin Special Network. You need to respect me. I need backup! Backup!
Are we about to lose a Martin due to a wolf eating it?
I think we're about to witness a scene from Gulliver's Travels.
Dej and Doge is going to come back just to see a tail disappear.
Yeah, we're gonna witness a scene from Gulliver's Travels.
As this is going on, Timber manages to get the ship at port, and Raoul and co would drop anchor and start to move the gangplank so that you guys can go into town.
Timbo grabs the heads and puts them on the big plate. Olivia,
Yes.
I believe we have some things to attend to the town guard.
Yeah. Carry on, I'll just be following behind.
Well, why don't you go talk to him and then I'll come in.
Yeah, sure.
I like drama.
I'm gonna head to the guard's office or guard post. What type of building even is it that they're stationed in?
Well,
Some
you
sort
went
of stone
to
building.
a guard post, which is like a small little tower-like area, kind of similar to a customer service desk inside a mall or something. But they do have actual buildings that they go to, including their main barracks.
Now, whatever the proper official office is, that's where I would head.
That is basically one of the public areas in their barracks. Like, they have a little building connected to it that you could go there. Is Timber going with Rosalia?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm assuming he's staying a few steps behind.
Is anyone else going to be following or going somewhere else?
I'll follow
I will
him.
be following as well because I want to get off the boat of Martens.
Doge will be riding on one of Kyrus's shoulders. Dej will
Okay.
be riding with Timber.
Kairos is currently a Martin as well.
Oh, right. Okay, then Doge will be on Rosalia's shoulder.
At this point, I've just stopped fighting back.
I'm going to have my 3 imps transform into ravens and take to the air and go invisible to follow us. And to keep watch over everything.
I was seriously hoping for you to say transform into Imptron, and they're just putting on a single trench coat.
As you start to head off the ship, there is a dock worker who comes over. He has a book in his hands and a quill and ink pot. Hi, just need a captain name and what's your in port for?
I am Captain Timbo Dor Jagomaster von Glorious Balkistan. This is my ship. It is the Swallwind, and we are here to collect a bounty.
The man takes a moment and he nods. All right, I will go let them know. Thank you. And he runs off to another ship.
As Timbo has 3 heads on a plate.
Uh-huh. He wrote that quick and he's gone.
Man, that guy can write a really long name really fast.
I don't think he was writing your name. I think he was writing please help.
Are you going to be carrying the heads in the open the entire way there?
Yes.
It's Timber. It's like, do you even have to ask?
Just like old times.
Just all the dice rolls.
I'm assuming that's every single person we pass, and whether or not they just spontaneously collapse from fear.
Not every single person. Due to all these rolls, all the civilians and even some of the guards are sickened and or frightened whenever Timber starts walking by. They start to move away from him, and like one of the guards even lose their lunch. They just try not to look at it. They don't even go to apprehend Timber or the rest of you.
Oh come on! You're a town guard, and a severed head makes you squeamish.
3 severed
They're
heads,
guardsmen.
covered in salt, on a silver platter.
You would never ever last working in a crypt.
As you get closer to the barracks, though, there is a guard who does come up to Timber. Sir, what are you doing?
I am Captain Timbledore Jagermeister von Glorious Balkistan. I'm here to collect a bounty. As you can see, I've successfully, with my true and honest crew, have ended the pirate problem.
He does a head count of all the humanoid people in the group, which I think at this point is only Timber and Rosalia.
Well, unless Karos came with us.
I'm there, but I'm a Martin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which group did you go after?
We went after the... Who do we went after?
I have to grab my notes. I actually forgot. It's been like a month.
If you'd like to fill out Form 31C, then you'll be able to request the records.
Dode! I override this. Give me the proper paperwork since you know paperwork stuff.
Absolutely. He hands you a blank form.
Aha! Here we go. Temple looks at
Seriously,
it.
though, what was the name of the pirate group that we were after?
Doge. I mean, I know I can't read, but there's no scribbles on this.
Yes, you need to fill out the scribbles.
Can't I just take the sheet of paper that I had previously given to Tanya and just hold it out to the guard?
I'm not even validating all of this with the response. I just give him the name of the pirate group, which I'm assuming that we had already had.
No,
It's
like
just
Tanya
not in my
or
notes.
Rosalia. Like didn't you have the flyer that had the notice for trying to go after the pirate group still? Because there were like the 3 sheets of paper I gave you.
Actually, yes, that is in my inventory.
Yeah, I don't have their name written down for some reason, at least not in my current notes, but
The unnamed pirate group that was requested to be taken
But
down.
yeah, the bounty papers. We did have those, so I hand over the bounty papers.
So before you do, as Timber starts scribbling on a piece of paper, the guard slowly starts to draw his blade, and as you hand out the papers, he looks at them, looks at you, his blade clicks back, and he looks over them. Alright, fair enough, you may go. But I'm watching you all.
You're a guard. It's your job to watch people.
Play coy, and I will arrest you.
Oh, can I watch?
You can become a projectile.
No,
Did
Azealia,
you just
let's
say
go.
that to me? Do you think you could throw me, little thing?
Yes,
No,
she
you're
thought
talking-
that
you're
she
talking
could
to
throw
the
you.
I'm talking
talking
to.
We're going in to collect the bounty! Temple drags Azealia in.
The guard goes to argue more, but he's left in the dust.
This is abuse!
As you get to the inside with the heads on the silver platter, there's not many people around, and okay, sorry, I saw what Shira said. As you go up to the desk, the guy is writing in papers, looking over stuff, has bags of coins, and he looks up like, "Ah, yes. How can I? I'm sorry. Can you remove that?"
Temple will put it on the table and say, "We have come to collect a bounty. The Empress has sent me, and I have successfully taken care of your pirate problem. I've brought back the heads."
One moment. He leaves the area, goes into a different room, and after a little bit, he comes back out. His face is a little white, and he does have some paperwork. Are you Rosalia and Timber of the Swollen?
No, I am Captain Temple. I told him to write my full name down. I can't believe this.
Yeah, that's a yes, by the way.
He did write it down. I shortened it. He did not tell me I must talk to you of the full name. Okay. He will repeat Timber's entire name, including all the time. Like, Timber had messed it up once, I believe, and it includes that mistake.
You spend a lot of time around nobles and elites, don't you?
Yes, I do. And
Yeah, it
they
shows.
are. So, where is the ship and goods, or where are the pirate? Like, where are they?
Wait, what about goods?
Well, the pirates, they had stolen things. It's one of the reasons we were after them, and we want to know where you found them. You said you were going for reconnaissance, right?
and potential extermination, depending on how the situation would go. The situation went to shit.
Well, there are only 2 of you. I assume many of your men died.
Actually, we're part
Nope.
of that group too.
Try not to look
who-
directly
who-
at it or acknowledge that it exists.
Who said
And-
that?
Temple
did.
will hush him and go to the person they're talking to and go, we might not look like much, but I can assure you we killed them all.
Oh, all but one.
All but one. We captured one. Okay, we killed them all and captured one, and then blew up their ship. Now you're telling me they have stolen goods that you want returned?
Including the ship, you blew it up. That was...
Well, there were pirates on the ship. They were shooting at us, and we had to destroy the ship. And then we killed the pirates who swam to shore.
We do have the entirety of the cargo, that I am certain of. But the ship was destroyed in case we had missed any of their crew, so they couldn't give pursuit.
Could you roll deception?
On what? Thought I'm telling the truth here.
Temple will.
Timber wasn't.
Wait, what did Timber say?
Timber said that we blew the ship up to because the pirates were on it,
Destroy
but there
the
were no
pirates.
pirates on it.
Anyone want to give Temple help?
I'm
I
I'm
don't
not
even
going
realize what he's saying, so I wouldn't be helping here.
Can
Okay.
Doge help?
I'm
Yeah,
outside.
everything he's saying is correct.
I'm just not sure because this is psychic talking and he is confused by the voice.
I have double proficiency in deception.
Why?
Let me use it.
Why? Why?
But by all means, decept him. Temple only has +3.
I will allow Timber to have advantage because he was the original liar. You may aid him.
Okay. Let's see.
The man takes a moment and looks over some of his paperwork, making a few notes. I see. Well, did you manage to salvage any of the goods? There was quite a few important things on that ship.
To my understanding, we didn't leave a single thing. We looted all of it.
We have all of the things that we found on the ship before it sank.
Now, this isn't to mean that however much the claimant says is actually there. We can show you how much that we obtained, but we can't be certain that all of it was aboard the ship at the time.
You-
Well, I mean, the ship
in the last
kind
few
of was
days, been very
sinking.
used to how
We could only
paperwork
grab
works.
so much.
You looted it all, but you could only grab so much.
No, we looted it all that was present at the time that we were there.
While the ship was sinking from cannon fire.
Yep.
It did take a lot of impacts, that is correct.
We
Well-
do have a lot of, we do have the ability to move things with our minds. And suddenly, the paperwork on the counter is going to start floating up.
Put it back.
Please
Put it back.
Put it back.
back.
We have telekinesis and magic.
So, while firing cannons at the ship that the pirates were attacking you from, you went on board and magically took all the goods, but only some of the goods.
What I was trying to say.
What we could find.
It's very difficult to communicate these days. Is that we took what was there, and I get the feeling that whoever it is that's going to lay claim to these goods, if a single thing is missing, they're going to try to blame us because we are currently alive, therefore they would want to stick us with the bill for things that we didn't steal.
These all belong to the military except for one thing. And that's one thing, is a simple relic that could go missing for all I care. My main question is, you said you looted the ship proper, but yet it was sinking and you missed a few things. I'm confused here.
No, we didn't miss anything. I just wanted to make sure that it was very clear that if there is anything that turns out to be missing, we can't be held liable for that because that would mean that it wasn't there when we arrived.
Okay, we grabbed everything that was on the ship at the time,
Exactly.
including the sails.
Yes, even the sails.
Well, I'm sure we'll be glad to have our military standard sails back.
The sails are in very bad condition and they cannot be returned.
We cannot have our own sails back.
Doge?
To be fair, how often when a ship sinks do you get the sails back anyways? But they were in a horrible state. We had to stop the ship somehow, didn't we?
I think I want another deception roll at this point. No advantage.
Yeah, but I had to. It flowed.
You really want the sails?
I am 2 for 2 on that 20s.
Do I have to roll 2 after that?
Nice, nice.
I was going to have you roll, but Zim rolled a 20, so I'm going to allow him to keep it. That is sad to hear. We had the finest masterwork craftsmen make that sail. That ship was one of a kind. Now, I will gather up some guardsmen and the lead guardsman to come with you to your ship. We want to see what you have procured and what we have left.
You're going to need to fill out Form 3142C in order to request access to that hold.
Doge?
Yeah, that.
Doge,
Yes, Captain Timber.
as captain of the ship, these men have the right to their stolen goods.
As GM of the world, you did say they would only do this for the Food Armory.
Yeah,
Yes,
this is
but
true.
they
Anything in
stored-
the Food Armory.
So they have connected the nest to the armory, thus making it one big thing. And they've stored all of those goods, at least all the shiny ones, in the armory and the Food Armory and the nest.
Alright, I'm going to roll a
yourself.
sanity check.
As
Just do
captain,
yourselves a
Tibble will
favor.
say they can have access to their stuff.
No, sir, it's quite alright. I do paperwork for a living. I can handle anything these rodents send to me.
No, you can't.
I'm going to mentally send.
Hold on, stop. Hold on a second. Tibble will turn around and go, all right, fine. You can deal with all the paperwork. Don't. I give you permission to give them all of the paperwork.
You're gonna want to bring 2 lawyers and a banker.
Could you just roll an intelligence roll to see how hard the paperwork would be?
Why
already-
is this entire session just fucking
Paperwork.
right?
Because that's what the players have turned it into, Rosalia. I have plans. Players got in the way of those plans.
We're now paperwork.
Well, have fun. That's why Tibble turned around and was like, "Oh, you sure you want this? All right, open the floodgates, Doge."
So, he's tied you. And I know normally defenders win. In this case, I'm going to say he completes the paperwork properly. Because there is no real defender when it comes to paperwork.
The bureaucrat is always the defender. And in this case, they are the bureaucrats because they,
Why? It's escaped the game. It's escaped the game.
You
Okay,
were the one
fine.
who pushed
We
your
will-
paperwork on him.
We will re-roll. I call for a re-roll.
I am the
Oh my
GM. No. Calm down.
I knew the Martins
just
was going to
enjoying
go
this.
to his friggin' head. He's gotten a sense of ego. Every Martin for Martin TNT is just going to make it bigger and bigger. At the end of the session, he's going to pop. Jeff or no?
Yes! Yes! Influence! Yeah!
Fine, I will allow it. He thought he did all the paperwork perfectly. In fact, he did all the paperwork perfectly, but he misspelled his name.
Or he just did it on the wrong type of paper. Remember, that's apparently important.
Yeah, he needed blue parchment and he had yellow parchment. So sorry.
You see, Roselia? This is why I made them in charge of the stuff. Because I
Yeah.
knew one day the headache would be not to us, but them.
Knowing his flaw, he is going to spend another 3 hours completing the paperwork properly.
Actually, it will be another 5 hours because he's got to then fill out the form to retract the incorrect form and replace it with the proper.
Why is this a thing?
So,
Fine.
Roselia, is there anything you want to do while they're fighting over all this stuff?
Just grab the nearest brick and just break it over my head.
Temple grabs the newest
CP
boy.
Martin as breach containment. Yes.
Timber, roll attack for this case. I believe using a weapon you're not trained with is a -4.
Are you sure that Temple
Technically,
is not?
it's just you don't get your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Let's see.
Because, I mean,
Are you sure
Yeah.
Temple's not proficient in brick?
are you headbutting? Because then you
Well,
would
when's the
be.
last time that Timber threw himself?
Well, let's see. Strength or whatever, right? How would I roll this?
We have to roll to hit because once I realize he's actually freaking picking a brick up, I'm going to try to dodge that.
Roll to hit
Yeah.
and then tell us your proficiency, and we'll just subtract it from the roll. It'll be easier.
Can I just do a strength check?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say this brick will only do 1 point of damage. This is more just seeing if... Because, you know, you said, wait, no, when Timber said yes. Does that hit the Rosalia?
Do I roll to evade or is this versus my AC?
AC.
That hits! The base dice itself hit, actually.
Oh no, Night Trotter disappeared. He was traveling around town and he got kidnapped.
Someone needed a good doggy. He just looks like a normal dog.
So yeah, Roselia tells Temple to hit him with a brick, to hit hole with a brick, so Temple hits hole with a brick. Anything else, Roselia?
I was joking. Ow.
Come on, Roselia. How long have we been traveling? You know I'm a very literal person. I do exactly what I'm told.
The little Martin is just laughing his head off.
Hey, have you ever ridden the Cannon Express?
Temple will lick his paw and like smear it all over Roselia's face and give her 1 hit point back. There
Here.
you go, healing. I'll make sure you feel all better. The Empress loves you.
Ew.
The Empress isn't done with you.
Ew.
Would you rather me lick your face?
Double ew.
So, as you two are talking, I'm going to share a piece of art. There are a few wanted pictures up on the board. And I will share this in... Is it tabletop image?
Yes.
Both tabletop image and red flags if you guys don't want to look for tabletop. On there is a rough sketch of a group of vandals. They are known for explosive destruction of the city.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Who are these vandals?
Well, they don't have any names. They only know that this group, who they believe are the Iron Path, the one in demonic look, was calling for the Empress.
I'm just gonna look towards everybody and just look back at it and back to them. It's like, what did you guys do while I was gone?
Temple will take a look at this, and then he'll
Shiro?
look at it he'll look at it and go, "We shall find these. I promise you, I shall find. I will turn
Shiro?
this entire town upside down. I
Technically,
shall
you already
look for these vandals, and I shall smite them in the name of the true Empress, not this
Shiro?
Iron Path Empress."
Shiro. The rats had it coming. That's all I'm gonna say. The rats had it coming.
Hey, Timber, I'm taking a quick moment away from my grandma's room, but I just wanted to wish you good luck while your endeavors over wherever you're going for the military. I hope you have an excellent time playing the game. I'm sorry I can't stick around. There's some stuff going on down here, but I thought I'd hop in and wish you well, man.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah,
Man.
for anyone who doesn't know, this is actually going to be Timber's last session for a while because he's going on deployment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Best of luck out there. See you
The
safe.
Empress
Use
needs
what's
him
left
in
of those
the
brain cells.
sandbox.
I mean, so long as World War III doesn't happen, I'll be okay. But if not, I'll make sure to kill as many Russians as I can.
Well, World War III happened to probably be the Chinese, but
Well, that's where I'm gonna be at. Just saying.
Anyways, man, best of luck out there. Hear from you in 6 months or so. Game will probably come back. Yeah, man.
More
Best of luck,
than
everybody.
6 months.
No, the game's still going to be going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you and
Temple
guest
will just be
stars.
gone for a year.
Alright, man. Later, dudes. Good luck.
Hopefully, it's still going on.
It should. If the game stops for any reason, it's only going to be put on hiatus for whatever is coming up. I don't plan on stopping this game for quite some time.
Yeah, I just realized something regarding the wanted posters.
Yes.
Technically, my temporary departure from Sanity worked to my advantage there because no one's going to think that the feral, savage creature that seemed like it was going to start talking about a one ring at some point in time could possibly be the one person in this group here who is constantly keeping the others somewhat calm.
Well, yes, this poster, while you could all tell that it was based on you guys, there are differences to it. Like, what should be Shiro looks like a simple Labrador or a normal house pet. Timber's armor is much more demonic looking and almost construct-like. The Martens have said little satellite radio and such. There is quite a bounty on the head. 1,000 gold pieces, which might not seem like much to you guys after looting a pirate ship, but that much money for a commoner is more than a lifetime of money.
I
And
wonder
this...
if the gravedigger can make fake severed heads. Can I collect my own bounty? Can I insurance fraud my own death? Hold on. I need to brain this.
Temple will take another break.
Hey, no! Don't.
Rosalia,
Get away.
you had too
No.
much to think.
No! I'll stop thinking. Put the brick down.
Alright, since you stopped thinking, I shall not knock the bad ideas out of your head. Because you know what happens after I damage you, right? You're getting more of the Empress's love, and I know how much you hate that. Which makes me want to hit you again! Ugh.
Is it wrong? I'm imagining
Why is the
Timber
Stockholm
like.
syndrome not setting in yet. I need it right now.
Would you like to roll a sanity check?
But we haven't triggered the sanity clause.
Sandy versus intimidation.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this against the accumulated PTSD here. Okay, 15 was my threshold for the flashback bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, though this was a different This was in general insanity for Stockholm.
Versus tempo intimidating?
No, not versus.
Come on!
Timber, you
Why?
have like a plus a million. If you were to roll this, Rosalia would just become broken.
You do realize what happens if a rabbit has an adrenal spike that's too big, right?
Yeah, true.
Heart attack?
Rabbits have overdeveloped adrenal glands. Possible to scare them to
Rosalia,
death.
I was just pulling your leg. Don't you know I owe a life debt to you?
Every time Timber raises his hand, Rosalia is one fright away, one fright closer to death.
Timber, you're still holding the brick.
Temple will take the brick and put it into his inventory.
Just holster it.
Well, because I like that idea, Timber got a gun holster out of nowhere, probably one of the pirates, and there's now a brick in it.
Why do I get the feeling he's going to end up shooting somebody with that brick later?
That's a thing. You squeeze one end of the brick hard enough, and the force will send the other end towards wherever you're holding.
Oh my god, no! I just thinking he was gonna throw it.
You know, we're in a place, you know, and it's like a spaghetti western, and then there's there's a gunslinger on one side, and there's Tipple with the brick on the other side.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah.
Temple ends up getting shot, but he's okay because he's Temple, and he just throws the brick right through the guy.
I feel like that statement of him being okay needs giant quotation marks around it. I mean, yes,
Yeah,
he's technically
Tipple's a big
been
bad at this point.
okay, except for the fact that his arm was destroyed for a while. He almost lost an eye. His leg nearly got severed. You know, technically he's okay.
We found all his pieces. We put them back together. It's fine.
Temple is used to being mutilated, so he's okay.
This is just a Tuesday for him.
Karis, do you want to add anything, by the way, before we get on?
Oh no, I'm just cackling, watching all this.
The man comes back with a wheelbarrow of paperwork. I did it all.
I got him this time.
The correct colors. I've used lemon juice for all of the correctional papers. I have used hard tack to etch in the forgiveness letter for incorrectly writing the paperwork. No!
Why are dice rolls happening? No, you put that dice back.
He beat you.
It can drag so I can see it.
Oh my god!
Well done.
You did not beat me, did you?
He did use the lemon paper.
No.
Come on.
The DM is allowed to fudge
Roll
rolls.
below me, didn't you?
Get away.
The DM is allowed to fudge rolls. Especially if the player is being like that.
You tied!
I did not add the NPC's bonuses. Modifiers.
There was a modifier on that.
You don't know if there was.
Can we move on, please?
Let me just check the influence.
As captain, he used 11 people. We're good. He is the correct flavor.
I just want to see what this influence is before I murder Zim.
Oh my god, why?
Why not?
I can give you a list.
It was done in triplicate, Karma. It was, including the loaves of bread etched with apology letters.
Now, Doug, eat the apology letter for the Empress.
Before we continue, I just want to mention how Zim said multiple times, I'm allowed to fudge rolls to get the game moving or to keep things interesting. And the first time that he thinks I am, and I wasn't, but he thinks I am, he charges over to my side of the room.
Ugh.
He literally throws a chair.
I feared for my life. He's a tall guy too. He
More
towers
influence.
over me.
Oh no, no,
No.
no,
No. No.
no.
No. No. Oh. With how long it's caused me to do this paperwork, I will probably have the guards there come nightfall. I assume you guys will still be in port and awaiting us so you can collect your rewards.
Hey, you know all the paperwork that you just had to fill out? We have to fill out that much to be allowed to undock. So yeah, we're gonna be here a while.
No, you don't. Timber just has to say to undock, and then that's it. There's no paperwork for that.
That's the one thing that you can do on a word?
Yes.
Actually, you guys do technically need to just go fill out the paperwork, which we don't need a roleplay. We can hand wave, because you guys have full crew now.
Alright, well, while they're doing their paperwork, we're gonna... Can I keep the heads of trophies?
You have to hand those into the bounty office. That's how the bounties work.
Well, I'll ask them.
As much as I don't want those horrible, disgusting things on my desk, she is right. We must take the heads and go through the proper rites.
Alright, fine. Timber gives them the heads.
You know what I just realized? We never gave the bounty office the flag. Or the logbook.
Yeah, because you guys did.
The flag is something the Martens will not give up, but the logbook they're
Why?
good with going away with.
Why are they so obsessed with the flag?
Same
Because it
reason
was
as
so
the sail.
damaged, Roselia, don't you know? Sheesh.
Same
Temple
reason as the
pulls the
sail.
book
It's now
out.
part of the
Temple pulls the
Food
book out.
Armory.
Roselia, you had too much to think.
I will say that Rosalia does have the logbook on her. She was the one to loot it, as it was on the captain and not the ship.
Okay, so I do hand over the logbook, since that would be associated with the ship, and at the very least, that would allow them to confirm any numbers. So that way, if they try to say that anything's missing, you can say, oh, nope, look, here in the logbook, they said that they were enjoying hot dogs. That's why there's not any hot dogs in the inventory. We didn't take them.
So when it comes to stuff that the Martens will allow them to take, first off, all the Martens on the ship are going to expertly hide any clothing, cushions, pillows, the sail. Well, I mean, the sail can't be hidden because it's built. It's like the concrete of their city, basically. But anything comfortable that they could lay on, that they will not allow to be taken. But the golden stuff, they don't care that much.
Can I just have you roll a, I guess, deception with advantage, because the Martins have time to prepare for this?
Why? Why is this how his dice are today?
You know, considering last week he couldn't roll anything higher than a 5.
Oh, he was saving up. He was saving his allowance money.
Yeah, I like that.
Hut.
So, I know that the Martins are now currently hiding anything. As you guys get back, I do want to. So, I want to ask you, Shiro. When it comes to the noble animal the same size or greater, is the rites of adulthood something special that unlocks stuff, or is it just kind of flavor?
It unlocks light stuff. I can DM.
It does. Okay, so it does unlock things for him, but it's mostly flavor that it's kind of a magical growth type thing. Technically, in the original Noble Wilds book, you would have to take a class in the noble animal that you are in order to grow larger. You start as a pup or whatever, and as you take more classes in it, you grow larger, you're better off, etc., etc. I don't like that design, so that's why I changed it to these little rites of passage, little roleplay or mini quests that they can do to grow to their full size.
I think in this case, because the Martins on the ship are not made for combat, I would not allow it. You could still have tried to, but it would not have actually gone through the rites, which your character would have not known. You would have tried, you could have fought the Martin, you could have won, but it would not have actually done anything. And I can do a tiny mini quest that can do these rites for you over the next few sessions. And I say next few because I don't know what the party's going to do.
I don't know what the party's going to do.
Technically, he does not need to do these at all because he's not a combat class. Or like a, physical combat. But still a good thing to go ahead and get out. Though you should have reached your first rite of passage thing.
Yeah, I was doing the second one.
Okay.
Also, considering how many Martians there are on board.
Well, is this going to be like a fight club and you're not just fighting one, you're fighting like 4 at once?
Oh my god.
Are we going to come back to a wrestling ring where Shiro's fighting off 4 Martins?
Well, there wouldn't be a wrestling ring. It would just be torn to pieces.
No magic, no gloves, no teeth. Let's do this.
All right.
Don't think you'd win against them. There's just numbers.
But if I blew up the ship...
You guys can return to the ship, seeing that Shiro has fought the Martin that had got him upset when it was annoying him over being off of the boat. When it comes to what you guys might do on the ship, I know the Martins are accounted for. Are the rest of you planning anything for the guards to come.
I don't have any reason to make any special preparations. Oh, wait, no, yes I do. I need to contact Quizen and make sure that all of the booby traps are temporarily disabled.
For the record, I would like to point this out. As part of the paperwork that he would have had to fill out, the guard would have had to specify exactly what they were after. And as such, with that paperwork in hand, the Martens will try their best to pull that aside and set it out for them.
Yeah, see, you have to be able to list what was taken from you beforehand, because that if it's yours, then surely you know what was taken. We can't risk you just going around saying, "Oh, I like that. I'm going to say that was mine."
All right. So there's going to be some simple things on it. Some of them which the Martens would have hide, because some of it was clothing. There was 2 special uniforms on the boat. It was some of the fancier clothes. You said you are hiding that. There is...
Like, ooh, clothing. Yeah, about that. So when we killed the pirates, they were really well dressed, and when we killed them, they were no longer as well dressed. I mean, if you want the uniforms, we can go back for them, but they're probably going to be covered in some various things by now.
The shield that Timber thought might have been magical, but was relevant to Codwall, I believe its name was. That is something they were after. They are after a small, almost jade egg. This is kind of a crystalline egg. They said it might have been in a box of some sort. Protect it.
Yeah, that egg especially, they're going to be very unwilling to part with.
Temple
That
was
egg
I remember an
is
egg.
hidden.
Do you remember slinging an egg?
That egg is inside of their bags.
Temple will forfeit the shield.
They were also looking for some cannons and weapons, which most of those would have gone down with the ship or the pirates. You guys might have gathered
Yes,
some.
they did. All of them. Every single cannon.
Yeah, you might have gotten some weapons, but those would have been smaller things that they did not have on them at the time. They specified a key, though they did not know how the key looked or its shape, only that it was unique. It's to do with the sea.
See.
It's
yes.
funny that I
we've
know
seen
what
the
that
thing.
is, but I
Don't
don't
know
know
what
where
that
it
thing
is.
looks like, but we're missing it, and it's very important. So if you see the thing that we haven't described properly to you, then let us know. Do you see how you sound to us right now?
To be fair, he wrote this down. You guys are reading this on the ship, not when he's there. And some things are just hard to explain. They're not expecting you to hide everything you took.
It's funny because I actually
We're
know
not
exactly what they're
hiding
talking
everything.
about.
We're not hiding everything, it's just the stuff that they're personally interested in.
I feel like I'm the only one on board that actually knows what that key is what they're talking about with the key.
Yeah, you are the only one.
And the last thing they requested was any plans that the pirates had made, be it logbooks, paperworks, notes, letters, or maps.
Well, I already handed over the logbook. That's all the paperwork that I managed to find.
With that said, the party could do one small thing each, except for the Martens, before the guards would arrive. Be that getting drinks, taking a rest, eating a meal, you may do something small.
Well, I'm going to go down to the prisoner and have a brief conversation with her.
Oh, hello, it's been a few hours. I assume that the guards are coming to take me? Or are you keeping me a little secret as you don't have any with you?
Well, at the moment, they know that we captured you. But considering that we had to lower we were having to lower the ship's security in order for them to, grab their things. There's no reason that you couldn't have just slipped out. So my question is, how? I would like you to give me a good reason not to turn you over to the guards.
Well, I could probably be useful on the ship. I know contacts both in and out of the pirate crews. I could probably get you connected to some of the upper brass. And, well, you said one prisoner and you have the chef. I might have never been here.
The chef stays. I am sick and tired of everything that I eat being stale and old and dry. He can actually make decent meals that don't include meat. He stays.
I mean, you said you had a prisoner. You never need to say you're giving him to them.
Yeah, but I already told you that I can just say that you slipped out.
Fair enough. I could get in contact with you. I could travel back where you had destroyed our ship. There are some goods stashed there, nothing big, just some food. And I could sustain myself there for a few days.
Yeah. Now, who's to say that you would actually stay there and wait?
Can I
for us?
overhear this?
She is down in the not the Food Armory, probably in a separate bedroom. So are you upstairs or with the rooms?
I'm curious to see where Rosalia keeps going down to. Because this is, I think, the 4th or 5th time I noticed them going down and up.
Rosalia, do you hide yourself when you go down to see the prisoner?
Well, it's our ship. Why would I be hiding that I'm heading down below decks?
Well, that's Shiro's question. You should ask him. I was just asking. So, Shiro,
Right.
you could see. So,
Yeah, you can see that I went down below decks.
so if you're
Dungeon
listening
Master?
at the door,
I would like to go listen at the door.
all right. First, roll your perception. Yes, you get advantage just to know how muffled it is. Timber, what is your question?
Timbo desires to know who wants the shield.
They are not here right now. You can ask them when they get there. You just know the guards want them.
Timbo desires to know who wants the shield because you said it was a Woven Conquest thing that they got. And he wants to let them know that this actually belongs to the Inquisition.
We can do that when they arrive. In the
Alright.
meantime, Shiro, you can hear a majority of this. Basically, anything you don't hear is something that you could easily guess what the word is. The prisoner, on the other hand. I am a wanted woman. I could stay in town and try to hide, risking my life and limb, or I can go somewhere where someone who helped me will be. That is how you know I will be there or not. If you let me go, I will owe you my life. And you would be my new captain in a way.
Unfortunately, Timber's the captain here. I just need to know whether or not you'd make it worth our while. As is, they're already running us over the coals, over the ship that we sank. So I'm under no obligation to give them any favors, let alone a live prisoner.
I can tell you everything that I know and help you with my connections. Do we have a deal?
Yeah, we have a deal.
Then I
Well, it's
assume... Oh, you first.
When it's time to transfer you, I'll take a dive, and then you take a dive overboard. I can't promise anything beyond that.
Alright. Or you could leave my door unlocked. The moment I hear them looking about, I could make my escape. It'll make you look less bad, darling. We must stick together after all.
I've been hit in the head with a brick today. I can just say I had a dizzy spell.
My, I couldn't even tell.
We never have a single dull moment here.
Well, I shall see you when it comes to the transports, and I will enjoy knocking you out.
Oh boy. More dog drool. So yeah, I'm gonna be heading out at that point.
Shiro has already head back upstairs based on what he said in the chat, so you see no one in the hallway, except for hearing the noises of Quizzin in his little mechanics room, and possibly a small explosion or two.
I'm so proud of Quizzin.
The Martens are going to make sure that the security of the Food Armory is top notch.
I feel like they're putting the Food Armory in another reality just to make sure it's safe.
Food no longer.
Can they do
exists in
that?
this reality.
No.
That would be a resounding no.
Yeah.
The stream could hear me crush all his hopes and dreams.
I would like to point out for the stream that most of my ideas actually start with Chim. And then he regrets giving me those ideas because, well, I take them and run.
I think he doesn't give them to you deliberately.
Most of the time, no. Some of them, yes. The Martin talkie, while I did not come up with the MT&T, was something me and Zim came up with together. It was a really fun idea. And now it's this monstrosity, and I'm just waiting for the final battle to no longer be against the big bad that I have planned, but instead a colossi made of multiple Martins trying to connect the entire world mentally.
Oh my god, they've become Verizon!
I couldn't remember, Jaffer, I'm sorry. That's why I said I think it was Zim.
I mean, the initial idea for it started with, I think it was basically the entire group here. And then it evolved into the MT&T because of Jaffer's naming it, and yeah, it's kind of spiraled from there.
Like many abominations, it simply sprang into being.
The Martin phone itself came from them using the Martins to talk, and I think I was the first one to make the joke. It was Tanya, I think, who heard the purr Martin and said that was the ringtone. Thought Mail was
ringing.
I forget who Thought Mail was. That was me or Tanya.
I think that was actually me who sent it to Thought Mail.
Timber came up with a few things, but I can't remember. But it was basic things that then a later session we all added onto. Me and you added onto it outside of game, and then Jaffer named it MT&T, and then after that it was a snowball that just became a world.
By the way, minor ethereal influence. Can you hear the defeatism I own? I've learned to dread the ethereal influence.
It seems like
your dread is the reason why that keeps happening.
Damn it! I think you're right.
Of course I'm right. I'm Timbo. I'm always right.
Somebody pick up the phone.
Wait, why am I rumbling like this? Help! Someone! Help! Why am I doing this?
It's
Boop the
okay, you'll
snoot.
get used to it.
Boop the snoot and hold him to your ear.
Oh, Kairos has become part of the network.
Yeah, that's why he's freaking out here. Why is this happening? Why can't I stop?
Harris, hold still. Just twist the ear, push the nose. That sends it to Thought Man.
So are you sending this to Thought Mail or are you picking it up?
Please, someone make it stop.
I'm sending it to
Temple
Thought
will
Mail.
pick him up.
Oh, damn it.
Have you ever heard of Bob and Grog's Mead and Drig? We don't either. That's a horrible name. But come down anyway. We bought a shop. We have some kind of drinks.
How is there already spam calls? How are there
have
spam calls
great-
on a telepathic network?
My orc brother and I, a half-orc human, decided to just throw some things in a pot, and it tasted really good, and we woke up the next morning, and now we're selling it for you
it's
all
spam.
to buy.
Hang up. Timber,
Come on,
it's
it's
spam. Hang up.
What is Timber doing?
Temple does not hang up.
Why is this coming out of me? Help!
This sounds really good.
We have plants in water, we have meat
I
in
didn't
water,
agree to this.
we have water and water.
Wait,
We
you
have
have
any
Wait a
kind of-
minute.
And water?
Wait a minute.
This
the
is
medieval
what
era.
happens
Recordings don't
when
exist.
you intrude in the Martin Talkie network.
Temple makes note to
Kairos.
visit Grog. Temple makes a note to visit Grog and Grog before he goes away.
Why is this happening? What foul abominations from the deepest, darkest abyss are you?
Grog and Grog, where? Can you tell me your location so I can go there before I go away?
Yeah, we're at this hex of the map.
I
in
knew
the
it. It's a
random
live call.
forest.
Hang up on him.
Make it stop.
We have
Noted.
all the soups and drinks. We hunt quails and trees daily for our meat and wood. We also cook the wood. We sometimes throw the wood in the drink as well. It's kind of a goulash at this point, but we drink it.
You hunt trees?
I'm just going to grab
You hunt
Karos.
trees?
I don't know I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for gold, I can tell you that I don't have any. What I do have, however, is a particular set of skills.
We're
Don't
Grog and
mind
Bob, and
Paul. I will give you gold. If you hunt trees, I will give you gold.
What a chorizo!
We'll hunt all the trees in the nearby vicinity. We're at this forest hex, you see, because there won't be trees by the time we're done.
Hell yeah, Barlow, I'm on my way. Kimble
Someone get
will
the-
hang up and
Is
remember that.
this going to be why Timber vanishes? He's going off in search of a restaurant?
That's just one of the pit stops.
Are you okay, Karos?
I feel violated. I think I need a hug.
It's okay, you'll get used to it.
I would hug
Timber
you.
will
Doge and
hug
Dage.
I'm starting.
Temple will hug Karos.
Doge and Dage are joining in on the hug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not going
let's go
to
athletics
because I'm
Athletics for
I'm
the
starting
hug.
to develop a phobia of martens.
And
25 for the hug.
for the first time, they're going to speak very quietly into Kairos' ear. This is what happens when you intrude on our network. I
Just
would
a moment.
recommend you keep out.
Hold on.
Hugs.
Hold on. Hold on.
That's a challenge, bitch.
So, do I hear that?
Unless you want to roll stealth Zim, I would say Rosalia hears that. Just
Well,
to
he
see
said
how
whispers
quietly. Well, yeah. But there's no so whispering would allow a stealth roll because there's no real if someone is whispering this is the DC. Rosalia manages to hear it.
And the
So
biggest
they-
hug.
They're actually just the face for some eldritch horror. This is not news to me.
And as this all kind of settles down, that is when they can hear metal boots upon the wooden gangplank as the guards come up onto the ship. The one in front is dressed in a very fine outfit. He is not wearing his armor at the moment, as far as you can tell. There is a small cape upon his back with the sigil of the town on it. He is a catfolk. Well, a tabaxi. Sorry, I've been reading up on Pathfinder again. And he looks at all of you with a trained gaze. Where most tabaxi seems curious and wide-eyed, he is stern and noble in appearance. I am the Knights Captain. I am the one in charge of stuff like this, and I want to make sure we have everything. I've heard that we have the paperwork to search this entire ship from top to bottom. You won't be in my way, correct?
I will not be in your way.
Welcome aboard the Swole Wind, a subsidiary of the Martin Talkie and Talkie Network. Yes, you may search the ship.
For security reasons, I will go to the brig to get the prisoner.
And what were you
You
saying
go
to me?
do that, Wazilia.
We have many defense systems on board this ship. I wouldn't want one of your men to get injured.
I'll send my men in pairs of 2, while I will go with the captain. Do you guys have any wishes with that? Would you like to travel with my men?
I'm just here to make sure that you guys get whatever you need.
We will be more than happy to provide escorts from courtesy of the Martens.
Come on. Come on.
Sorry, roommate just
Catch
came
tail
in
switch.
and started.
Valentine's presents. The chocolate cherries.
I do have a question, Captain.
Chocolate cherries. Hold on.
We'll see if these are actually any good.
Well, if you don't want them, send them to me.
Thank you, Aram. That was very kind.
Dungeon Master?
Thank you, Aurum. But I get my chocolate-covered cherries from Daffins.
No, from Dolphins, where they have the best cherries.
Oh, they do. They really do.
I know. It's great. He knocked him out. It is great.
Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, courtesy of the Martin Secret Network.
Thank you. And thank you, Captain. That is why I will be staying with you and searching your room. Now, Shiro, you're pretending to be a dog. With disguise self, do you get bonuses to that, or are you just that, basically?
I basically am just that, and they can choose to invest like.
That would actually be a deception roll, not disguise
It would
self,
be
because you're not actually.
I'm using.
He has the spell disguise.
What is it that you're saying?
I mean, you're disguising? How are you disguising yourself?
I'm using the spell Disguise Self to make myself appear as a dog. Like, I am removing my markings and changing the coloration.
Okay.
Yeah, and they just need to use an action to investigate and succeed on intelligence in order to actually discern that I'm not what I look like. It's just a spell.
See, we just roll him in some mud to cover up the markings, and then when they come over to investigate him, he just goes, bark, bark, I am dog, bark.
I already cast Disguise Self on myself. I'm not rolling in mud.
I'm being facetious. Down.
Worst case scenario, they figure out he's a wolf who's sleeping.
There are 10 guards upon the ship who are searching for what they need. There are 2 who are outside the captain's quarters. with the captain of the guard being with Timber. Rosalia, you are bringing the captive with you?
Yes, and while I'm still one deck below where they're at, you know, I'm actually blanking right now for what would be the best way to handle that.
Well, there are 2 guards nearby, and as you start to bring her out, she reels around and slaps you across the face. It doesn't look like a slap. It looks like she just knocked you out, at least through a punch in an attempt. It does send you reeling as she runs to go up the stairs.
As I fall down, I'm going to throw a fan of darts. Yes, I know. I don't have any proficiency for anything like that, and that's kind of the point.
Well, there's no rolls here, so you could easily do so.
Throwing
in
out
which
3 darts that are meant to miss.
They all miss, digging themselves into nearby wood, and the 2 guards come over to you as you're on the ground. One of them, "Hey, I feel like I know you."
From where?
Reports, I had someone asking, "Do you use grenades by any chance?"
We live on a ship. Why would I be using explosives? Sorry, I'm kind of seeing double at the moment. Can you just give me a minute?
They help you to your feet, but you hear a click as they start to shackle you. We
I'm
need to
going-
just be.
I'm going to be tugging away if they're trying to shackle me.
It's 2 versus 1. You could try if you wish. You were on the ground when they started.
Okay, what exactly are you 2 trying to do? Hold on.
We have orders, and we're supposed to take you in. Would you like us to finish knocking you out?
Orders to take me in. And you ran these by the captain, I assume?
Why, we were ordered by the captain. Now, why don't you sleep?
No,
One
Timber
of
wouldn't
them
do that.
injects you with something. Please make a con save.
Oh my fucking god. Of course not.
I'm sorry, Rosalia. You start to fall asleep, and even as you pull away with your arms, you can barely crawl away. Who's up next?
I'll go next.
Just to point out, anyone who's above decks, wouldn't they be seeing her fleeing?
They saw the woman flee, yes. We will get to that. Because that would be best when Shiro's being dealt with. Timber, as you go into your quarters, the captain comes with, and outside the room there are the 2 guards. And he kind of looks around and at everything you have. So, I've heard you've done quite a few great deeds. And that you're quite fearsome.
Temple will reply and say, "You told me that you..." Temple pulls out the shield. He'll tell him that you know who owns the shield.
A noble the shield had belonged to managed to get it back. And then it was stolen and he was killed. His family wanted the shield as a keepsake.
You're telling me he took it back?
That he did.
This shield was taken by the Inquisition. You stole it from the Inquisition. Prepare to die! Temple
Men,
draws his longsword.
he stands in front of you as the two guards come and flank him from other side, and the three look towards you. The two guards draw their weapons. Are you sure you'd want to face us? I don't think you want to.
Temple will yell as loud as he can. For Queen and Country, die!
We're gonna choppy for the purpose.
Are you going
Hopefully
to
that's
reroll?
loud enough. Hopefully that's loud enough for people to hear. Can I roll intimidation?
I will let you know now they will not be intimidated.
Alright.
They refuse to be intimidated.
You may roll an attack on any of the three. I'm assuming you're going for the captain.
We're not intimidated by you, criminal scum.
Yes, I will roll an attack.
See, I get to make jokes now because I'm unconscious.
I find it funny that on the fantasy grounds, Rosalia is asleep.
See, it knows. The game's evolving.
So is Doge. I want to imagine that Rosalia was drugged so
Well, not
much.
anymore.
Darn.
No, it's just
Actions,
me.
right?
I'm unconscious. Just a
You can
moment, be right
just
back.
roll your regular attack at this guy.
Okay. Well, Temple doesn't have disadvantage anymore.
I'm back.
He does not. It looks like your attack is about to hit, and the man waves his hand, and as he does, a force appears in front of him. Your sword is caught upon this wall of energy, and before you're able to swing at him, you're thrown back a few steps.
Temple will try to land on his feet, ready to attack.
You're able to land on your feet. That's fine enough. I'm going to roll in general for his two guards. They both manage to hit you, kind of grappling your arms as they do, and he simply puts a hand up. So, I feel like you're going to be listening to us. Now, sleep.
What is it with people and sleep around here? We got these freaking pirates in the mist. We got drugs. We got bricks over our heads.
I mean, putting people to sleep is the easiest way to apprehend them.
Well, considering
For most of the time.
presumably Doge and Dage are not getting responses from Captain Timber anymore, mental ones, they're gonna flee the ship.
What about
Timber-
the rest of the Martens?
In this case, you will be falling asleep. I know normally it's based off health, though this is more of a cinematic thing.
Okay.
It's for the plot. Okay.
The Empress, Timber's like, I won't sleep. Empress in his ear, please go to bed. Timber, oh yes.
Okay.
Wait, before Temple goes to sleep. You think your magic has any effect on Temple?
Thunk. Helmet just nails into the floor.
Well, now they
Doge?
got a 300-pound armor-plated potato.
Have fun removing him off the ship.
Doge and Dage were both in the little marten nest, and thus it was easy for them to jump out.
Okay. I mean, I think they were on the deck, and they basically just jump overboard.
You said they were hiding stuff.
The other ones were.
Oh, okay. They can jump overboard.
They're gonna, stay underwater for a while, since they don't need to breathe. and kind of keep an eye on things, and they will follow where the others are taken.
They will see two of the guards, like one of the pairs, come into the edge of the ship to look for them, though considering they don't need to breathe and they can go pretty deep, the guards will not be able to spot them, and when nothing comes up for air, they assume they have died.
You ever tried to find an otter in a river? Don't work. Being able to hold your breath for a long time really helps.
Shiro, as you are pretending to be a dog that looks very similar to that on the wanted
I
picture.
thought I was smart enough to use a different disguise as a dog. Like,
To be fair, this is a black and white picture in the olden days, not like
I
a
have
photo.
spots. As Wolf had pointed out, 101 Dalmatian.
Yeah, but you're a dog, and people can get dogs wrong.
Fine.
The reason is you're a dog.
A lesson for being a good boy.
Yes. You will, as you're pretending to sleep, feel two metal bands around your neck as they use what would be similar to the dog catching little hoops, I don't know their name, to kind of get you under control.
I don't even see them approaching. I'm pretending to sleep, but I don't have my eyes fully closed.
You could see them, but do you think that they're going to go after you right away? Because
I
this
mean,
is
if I see
happening.
them approaching me,
Okay, what would you like to do?
well, I had a thought, but then I was like, I might as well just go along with it.
In which case, they will get you with the little hoops, and as they do, one of the other guards, who saw the martens jump off, "We were told not to hurt the animals. If he doesn't show any signs of aggression, just take him in carefully."
I'm
They'll
pretending
nod.
to be in a very deep sleep.
Chirr, mew, squeak. I am animal. Chirp.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. Croak.
Are those the sounds you're making while you're asleep?
No. The sounds I'm making while I'm asleep are.
The guards do see the woman leave, by the way, as they try to, rope you. And she starts running, and they kind of go after her, but they look at her, and she doesn't seem to be that of the people from the wanted poster, and she gets away, and they kind of back off. They don't know what's going on. They were told you had a prisoner, and at this point in time, she is not the important one here. I'm going to say Lyrius was asleep, and as much as it might sadden the party, the three crew members, which I believe was Kauris, Raul, and the other Quizen, will all be taken out quite easily, as they were all ganged up upon.
Not quizzing.
Yes, Quizen.
I'm just picturing that guards going down into the galley.
I can cast darkness and run away. Or no, I can go invisible and run away.
Guards going down into the galley. It's just
You
you're
have
gonna get beaten.
invisibility,
And,
Kairos?
damn it! I got a punchline here.
Sorry.
Twice.
Ocean Dage will send out an alert to everybody saying, "There's danger. Try to get away."
Yeah, just picturing the guards going down into the galley. It's like you're gonna get beaten, and then just a wall of crossbows. Never mind. Just throws it over his shoulder.
I'd like to imagine that the barbarian chef took out the two guards, but then the other guards came and he was overwhelmed.
Oh god, someone's calling me.
He's ringing again.
Why is this happening?
Well,
because you violated DRM. That's why.
One of the guards are confused as they hear the air start to purr and will come closer to your invisible self.
Oh no!
Except for.
I will say he chose this for himself. I was going to pick someone else. But they get closer and closer to you, and you're getting closer and closer to the ship's edge.
Cast spider climb and then run down the wall of the ship.
And I think you don't need to. I don't think you need to cast that because you are a marten and they have a natural climb speed.
Oh, so yeah. I will climb down then.
We did say for influences we wouldn't include that, but in this case, because it's roleplay and he could do it via spell, I will allow it. You climb down, eventually you stop ringing, and the guard is very confused. With that, everyone who was captured would be slowly stripped of any weapons and armor, tied
Yes,
up.
Weapons. I am completely defenseless now.
Yeah, I mean, you just have some children's toys.
Okay, that's fighting words.
Question.
I will break into the realm of the gods and slap you.
Question, Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Tempo's helmet's literally bolted onto his head. Are they able to remove that?
No, they are not. They will try to at first, and when they realized just how fastened that it is, they just back off from that.
Just assume that it's a cursed item.
Cursed, a sign of slavery, whatever it is, they are not going through the effort to remove it.
I don't get paid enough for this after the hit, and then it just throws the third broken set of pliers on the pile.
So
Before
Tempo
I
just has his helmet.
Before I continue, I know I don't do this much, but Karma, I just want to mention, it's more than a running gag. It is a full-on network at this point.
Yeah, it's now become part of the plot.
It has become law.
For the record, the rest of the Martens are currently holed up in the Food Armory with the vault door, all the traps, everything enabled. So...
Thus began the 5-week siege.
As a majority of the guards are taking the prisoners that they have, one of them tries to open the door, and he rolls really well on his disabled device, unlocking the vault door and managing to swing it open, in which 4 Martens, 1 turret shot, a wall of crossbow bolts, probably some rations, a net, some poison darts, about one or two cannonballs fallen from above, a whole bunch of ball bearings, a rake, and most likely a rusty spoon is shot, thrown, tossed, dropped, or
Just a
twirled
medieval
upon
version
this
of Home
man.
Alone at this point.
The guard is most likely dead.
Then they recovered their ammo and closed the door again.
I get the feeling that we're gonna get charged for that, even though he did it to himself.
He might have done it to himself, but it was upon your ship.
That's not how insurance works, is it? Damn liability.
It technically is.
No fate.
If you have a bear trap in your house and someone steps on it, that is technically your fault for the damages.
Somebody that we told not to go into that room. Say there was a no trespassing sign.
Oh,
I call that Exhibit A.
At this point, it actually depends on the state, because in certain states you are not able to defend yourself with. Well, no, I'm talking about based on real life, because you you brought up real life as an example. In real life, there are certain states where like you cannot defend yourself at all, or you cannot defend yourself with lethal force. A bear trap and such can be
I know
lethal
those
force.
states. The states where they say that you have an obligation to retreat from your own home, which could be surrounded by other people that mean you harm.
Those states suck.
I'm just trying to say that because you brought up real life as an example, there are examples of, yes, it is your fault. They might have been trying to kill you, but it's still your fault.
Remember, in the UK, if a burglar cuts their hand in the process of stabbing you, you're liable for their injury.
Yep. This is why this town must burn.
Yes, burn the UK. Oh wait, they did it themselves.
There was actually a situation, I believe it was in Utah, where a burglar broke into a family's house while they were on vacation and got trapped in their garage. And he managed to successfully sue them for that happening, and that he was stuck in there for about a month, forced to eat nothing but dog food.
As far as I'm concerned, he got punished for the robbery.
All right, let's continue, guys.
Timber, Rosalia, Shiro, and the rest of the crew are taken to holding cells that seem to be underneath, not the barracks themselves, but almost a courthouse-like building. By the time they are taken there, they probably would have woken up to some degree. Most of the trip would have been fuzzy or hazy for those who were awake. And they are put into cells 2 at a time. Timber, though, is put in his own cell.
Well, yeah, I count as 2.
No, it's just they put you in the Hannibal Lecter cell.
Doge and Days are going to collect Kairos and lead him over to the building, and they're all gonna just, well, I mean, if Kairos is willing on this, but
I would.
They'll perch on the roof of it.
I'm going to have my... I'm going to also send my familiars out to scout and try and gather information and such, since they can go invisible.
Doge is going to call down to Rosalia. Hey, you awake yet?
I'm just still on that thing from before, though. I'm just going to imagine that when they came to collect him, he's like, no, I don't want to go. You will join the network.
I don't want to join.
Yes, I'm awake. And possibly dehydrated.
Excellent! Did you fill out your Form 13F for being captured like this?
You know what? No, I didn't. It's an illegitimate capture. I demand that you undo it immediately.
Well, we will absolutely get it going.
Dungeon Master?
Yes.
Yes, Timber?
In this holding cell, is there any objects?
There is straw on the floor and a bucket.
A bucket?
Well, he's going to
Temple
be
grabs
entertained
the
for the next
bucket.
hour.
The bucket kind of smells.
That's fine.
It's one of those buckets.
Temple will walk up to the, I'm assuming the cell door, right?
Yes, there are bars and a cell door.
He's going to look around to see if he sees anyone.
Across the cells, you can see Rosalia and Quizen in another cell. They seem to be in a similar state. They just have 2 buckets and 2 sets of straw, and you're kind of in dim light in this entire area.
Timbo will call out to them. You guys okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I knew I smelled
Do you
something
think-
wrong about this situation.
It's okay. Let's see. Timbo has a weapon now.
Rosalia has a weapon.
Well, yeah. But Timbo has a bucket.
I has a
Oh,
fist.
Dungeon Master, you screwed up. You gave Timbo an object.
Oh no!
Timbo is going to cast a spell on this bucket.
All right.
Oh no! He's going to
Timbo's
become the
gonna
bucket
cast-
mancer, as foretold.
Timbo's gonna cast. Let's see, what's the spell he has? Divine Favor on the bucket.
The bucket of truth.
Okay.
He's making the bucket of truth. Everyone, get down.
Now this bucket has 1d4 radiant damage every time he attacks something.
All right.
On top of whatever the bucket damage is.
So
Temple is going to try to bash open this cell door.
wait, how far apart are the bars on these walls?
They're decently sized bars, and it's not just up and down, it's also left and right.
I'm wanting to know how much space is between them. Like, were they designed with small creatures in mind?
Rats and such could probably fit through them, maybe something a little bit bigger.
Like a quizen?
Like a marten?
The quizen is a gnome, Rosalia. The quizen is not a...
I would like to equip my quizen of tinkering.
You are not shoving quizen through that small of a gap.
I can have my imps turn into rats to get through.
Am I,
Activate square peg round hole. Go.
So, Dungeon Master,
Yes.
radiant damage for 1 minute. Is Temple able to carve through this thing?
Roll 1d4 and then, well, actually, roll 10d4 and we'll see how much damage you do.
Okay.
who's Shiro in the cell with?
Well, he's doing that. I'm going to be testing the strength of these bars to see whether or not I think that I could actually start punching my way through them.
I'm
You know,
going
give it a
to
little bit of a bend on each hit, kind of thing.
I'm only going to answer Shiro first, but I do want to make a joke that I'm happy you're not slamming Quizen against the bars.
Well, I only tried to fit him through the bars. When I realized he wouldn't fit, I moved on to other tactics. I'm assuming that the Martens will be finding their own way down.
So, are there windows on the outside of these cells?
There are not.
Okay. Doge and Dage are gonna be probing for people to talk to mentally.
Before that, so Shiro, would you have given any trouble getting there, or were you pretending to be asleep the entire time?
I would be pretending to sleep the entire time.
In which case, you would be in a cage, but it is not a restrictive cage. You have quite a bit of room, there is food in there, and there is soft bedding. It's more of a cage in a they're not sure if you would have attacked them, and you are by one of the guards. It seems you are in one of their rooms, not down in the holding cells.
Mr.
Wow.
Lucky here is getting the pet treatment.
Wow.
You did look like a simple dog.
But it only
Dungeon
lasts for an
Master?
hour.
It doesn't take that long across town. One moment, Timber, there's a lot going on.
Okay.
Before we continue with you, I want to respond to Rosalia, and then it'll be Sim, and then it'll be you with your damage, Timber. I'm sorry, there's just a lot.
Yeah.
Rosalia, go ahead and make an investigation check that will cover you testing the bars in multiple different ways.
Can my investigation be to punch the bar and see if there's any difference?
Punch in the different bars.
Well, No, investigation would be looking for the weakest part, so I guess that works.
That's what I was thinking. It wouldn't just be punching them, it would be like messing with them. So, as you're doing this, most of the bars are pretty sturdy. It looks like most of the weak points are where they are built into the stone wall. Some of the sections look a little loose. With time and effort, you might be able to loosen those areas enough to move something, but you would need to break the bars to kind of slip them out. At this point, you would need to find a way to kind of dig out the entire wall to get out parts of the bars.
Ooh. I just thought it came with an interesting thought here. If I were to use the Flurry of Blows ability with the knockback special effect, how much kinetic force would you say that that's imparting to the bars? If it's enough to throw a person back 15 feet, twice.
It would be a decent amount of kinetic force, where if the walls were weaker, it would probably knock the entire wall of bars out, though they are firmly set in right now.
Right now. But stone doesn't heal. Alright, I'm gonna look for an ideal weak spot, and I'm going to use Flurry of Blows to just put as much energy into the mooring points for the bars as I can.
Alright, before we continue that, Zim, your sables were looking for people to mentally talk to. Is that you're looking for people in the building proper or for your crew?
Specifically people people here in the building that they can communicate with and be like, hey, why are you holding my friends? Basically.
They just hear God's voice in their head. Why have you taken
Why
my
are you holding
children?
my boy?
I feel like he's just being a radar trying to ping where people are.
Most of the people you do that to will kind of just reply out loud, not mentally. Who's that? Where are you? Stuff like that. One of the people would be in the front area, kind of a reception desk like section. They are going through some paperwork while watching the door. You would be able to see their reply. Outside of that, you wouldn't be able to see or hear any mental replies.
I mean, that would be fun if the MT&T could have radar capabilities.
I mean, if you can figure out where people are located
Ooh,
just from
eventually.
mental pings.
Let's see.
I'm just picturing that. One of them holding up another that's got a tinfoil hat on.
Hey, Kairos, could you send your little intruders to scout out the building?
Yeah.
So calling them intruders.
I can have all three patrol, and I can see through their senses, and they can take basically notes of the entire building. They do have fully working hands when they take their informs, and they can change at will, and they can maintain their invisibility at will.
Yes.
Excellent.
An army of
Let's
rats
do
with
it.
notepads.
Let's get a full map of the place set down, and then we will go ahead and proceed after we come up with a plan.
So yeah, let's map out the building.
As your little imp creatures start to map stuff out, one of them sees Timber banging the door with a golden glowing bucket. And
It's the bucket of truth.
it does look like the door gets weaker and weaker with every hit. Though the 27 damage is not enough to completely break the door, it is severely weakened.
I would like to point out that an improvised weapon does 1 point of damage plus strength modifier. by default.
So that would be.
Can you get through the hardness?
That is one of
That
the.
would be 10.
I don't remember if they actually have hardness in 5th.
By default, there's no hardness to my knowledge, but it is up to
Dungeon Master, if it's 10 times, that would be 5 points of damage times 10.
Is that 4 plus the 1?
Yeah. All plus is 1. Is strength. So, okay, we got this bucket, and Temple's literally turning it into a flaming welding torch of brass knuckles.
Welding torch of justice.
I will say,
just a bucket.
I was going to have the bars have physical resistance, so that means your 5 is going to be cut down by half. I believe it is round up in D&D. Is it round up or round down?
Okay, I take that back. Apparently, an improvised weapon actually is, if it's close enough to another weapon, then you treat it as that. So, like a bucket, I would personally say it's close to a club.
Well, I guess it depends if it's got a static handle or a hinged one, then it could be a flail.
Dungeon Master?
I would still say it's closest to a club.
Dungeon Master?
Timber, would you let me finish talking, please?
Okay.
He's proficient in clubs.
You do not get proficiency in an improvised weapon, but it takes the damage of the weapon it's most similar to. It is generally up to the DM on what type of weapon it's closest to. If it does not bear resemblance to any weapon, then it deals 1d4 damage. And the DM assigns a damage type appropriate to the object.
In this case, it'd be slashing for the bucket, of course.
Master?
He's just moving it that fast, you see. He's cutting the air.
Just FYI.
What about
Wanted to point
unarmed?
that out.
I mean, often an improvised weapon is similar to treated, but the example is a table leg akin to a club. A bucket's not really like a weapon.
I mean, we could just do Tempo's unarmed damage.
I was going to have the bucket be 1 damage each. If improvised weapons normally have, strength as well, then you can have your strength with it.
As far as dealing damage to a item, you do have to roll attack. The way they did it here, it looks like they have armor class, but it's not so much a how if you can hit it, it's a whether you can hit it hard enough to deal damage. Assuming this is made of steel, it would be an AC of 19.
Oof!
Iron or steel is AC 19.
I'm going to let the radiant damage pass because that is radiant magical damage. If you could roll an attack in general to see if your physical damage hits it hard enough.
10 times?
Just once. This will be for it all.
Just once. Okay.
For the record, hit points, I would assume it's resilient. It would probably be probably a large size category for that.
You're attacking the building.
Well, just the door. I would be 5d10 hit points. Also, your attack roll would have your strength, so just make straight strength checks.
Strength checks? Okay.
That would have been 17 then.
Still not 19.
Yeah.
Tempo does have an ability to add plus 10 to his attack.
Would Timber be using that at any point?
Yeah, to get out, yes.
Just letting you know the rules.
With the final swing of the bucket as it glows, it shatters upon the cell door. And with it, the cell door is broken from its hinges and collapses to the stone floor very loudly. At the same time, Rosalia on the other side manages to hit the cell multiple times, and she kind of bends the metal down in the corner, breaks some of the stone. It's a creature that's bigger than a rat could now probably fit in, though she herself could not fit through that gap.
Regardless, the rabbit jackhammer has succeeded.
Dungeon Master?
Yes, Timber.
Can Timber run over to Rosilia's, where she's knocking that thing and try to bend it?
Go ahead and roll strength, though this is going to be hard because this is very nice metal bars. As you run over,
not anymore. It's not.
Athletics?
Strength in this case. As you run over, you can also see 2 other cells. That one has Raul and Calrus in one of these cells. You start to try bend the metal.
Technically, by the way, if you wanted to get nitty-picky with it, you could have it where the damage that he deals to the door also gets dealt to the bucket. Because technically, there is no way that a wooden bucket is going to last against a steel door.
But it was the bucket of truth, you see.
I mean, that's what I was having, and then you brought up all these mechanics that said mechanically he can bash the steel door
Dungeon
down.
Master? Dungeon Master? Let's just say the bucket's gone.
I said it shattered.
Mechanically, there is nothing that involving weapons being destroyed, even improvised ones. But realistically, that's up to you.
Yeah, Bucket's dead. Bucket, it took radiant power and went against the steel door. I'm saying the bucket's destroyed.
Just all that's left of it is the handle. A duty honorably discharged.
Alright, so Temple couldn't do it. Can maybe Rosilia help him? Try to pry it open more?
Oh, obviously.
As you go to, you hear behind you, "How did you get out of your cell?" And the man draws his weapon. Timber is armorless at the moment, just so you know, except for his helmet.
I know.
Yeah, but he's immune to
Temple will
headshots.
Smile. Temple's okay with this.
Well,
Temple will prepare to defend himself.
Well, see, it's actually a very interesting thing. If you just come in here, I could show you.
As Timber prepares to defend himself, you are in a slightly enclosed hallway. It is almost all dim light in the surrounding area. At your feet is the cell door that you managed to bash down, and the guard is in front of you with his sword drawn.
Temple's fine.
How close were we to getting that thing open, by the way? Prying it, I mean?
It looks like Quizzing could slip through, but Rosalia could not.
Well, go. Shoo, go. The more of us on the other side, the better.
I believe Shiro is still small-sized right now, so he could probably fit through.
I mean, I'm still in a cage that probably has smaller bars.
Shiro is in an animal cage in a different area.
I didn't realize that. Never mind. But he's also got cantrips that he could literally just blast the door over and over.
Well, I have a guard next to me.
Cute little dog sneeze, and then suddenly there's shrapnel in every wall.
Right. I have a guard next to me.
There is a guard. He is currently eating food. If you want to do something, you may. You are still under disguise self, so you could roll deception checks.
Well, I was
Dungeon
more
Master?
thinking of
1 moment.
just casting reduce on myself.
Pupper!
And then just simply just sneaking out of the cage.
Roll your stealth.
This is why I need spells.
The man is enthralled in what he is reading. The little puppy manages to get out of the room and start exploring the area. And I'm sure one of the invisible imps would be able to see him as well.
Would immediately report to us.
I'd love to
Dungeon
imagine.
Master?
Yes, Timber?
Would Timber's helmet give him +1 AC?
I will allow it. Helmets are a weird thing.
Alright, Timber's ready to engage.
Oh,
Roll
I'm just
initiative.
imagining Timber purposely positioning his head to take every single sword blow. Just to
This isn't
take
new.
advantage of the armor.
Okay, first off, he is actually fully trained in heavy armor, so he would actually be doing that out of reflex. And second, how is this new?
Timber's head is a helmet.
He already makes sure to keep vital organs out of the way.
Oh, also, one thing I wanted to ask is there is a lock on the cage that I just snuck out of, right?
It wasn't a lock as a padlock, it was one of those pull up and turn locks.
Okay, so can I cast mending on it?
Why?
Because I see it as a break, right? So if I cast mending on it, wouldn't it mend the metal pull-up bars together to be a solid metal piece? so that
No,
there's
that's
break
not
in
how
it?
mending works.
Darn. Okay, but that was just something.
This is why many DMs seek therapy afterwards.
I think I'm going to need it after this session. I had beautiful story planned, and then there was paperwork and demons
Don't forget the
and
salt.
martens, salt, more paperwork,
Magic bucket.
buckets, punching metal bars.
Hey, DM, I'd like you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh yeah, sure. 1 moment. Oh, I rolled a 19. So far, I'm still good. I think I'm still good.
I'm over
Hey,
here.
at least I didn't resist the plot.
I thought you were my cat.
I have an idea. A great idea.
I'm hugging my emotional support rabbit.
Wise.
Yay! I'm getting snuggles.
Doge and Dej are going to summon the rest of the martens from the ship.
No!
And all of them are just going to charge into the building, crawling along the walls.
No!
There's only like
Dungeon
6 of them?
Master?
Or 8 of
I
them?
can hear the DM's sanity failing.
I think there's only
Dungeon
8 of them,
Master?
though.
1 moment, Timber. First, Shiro, what were you saying?
I feel like there's only 8 martens that would be doing that. That wouldn't really be a scary horde of martens.
Okay, let me tell you this. They're climbing on the walls. You know how in horror movies and games, how, like, the fucking grudge just comes from the top of, the door and starts crawling on the ceiling? Imagine that, but with, 8 fucking martens.
Uh-oh. Profanity.
Spaghetti-O.
Profanity is fine.
Dungeon Master?
Oh no, it's just a sign that you're reaching your limit is all.
Yes, Timber?
Timber is not unarmed.
What does Timber have?
The Empress?
He still has his bite. And the Empress!
Oh, okay. I thought you picked up the cell door
Um,
for a minute.
I just have a
Hold
quick
on.
question.
I could.
Now
How
that you
are
mention
you
it.
biting with a helmet?
His helmet pops open, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
We had a whole thing about that when he was having issues with his phone microphone.
Okay. We are going to roll initiative, Timber. Let's do this.
Yay!
Timber is ready. He is not in his armor. He is fast.
Turns out this was all just weight training for the big fight.
Timber gets to go first.
Alright, Timber will charge. What's this guardsman armed with? A sword?
He has a simple short sword and he is in leather armor.
Okay. Timber's gonna bite him. Is it a combat tracker or?
No, you can just roll, because this is just a simple thing. It'll be over soon.
Don't tell Timber that. You're encouraging him.
So yeah, Roselia just watches Timber try to eat this guy.
Hold on a second.
The bite connects.
Just one moment. the gnashing jaws. The machines have come. They seek to use us as fuel.
Timber's just gonna use his regular bite.
So, Rosalia, you're watching as Timber, partly metal, goes and chomps down on this guy's shoulder and part of his neck, tearing off a chunk of flesh as blood starts to squirt out along the stone and Timber's face and his helmet, and the guy kind of clutches his shoulder.
I see the Timbernator.
Fuck. Help! Help! The guy...
There was no strength in numbers.
What am I supposed to do from this side of the bars? Please, enlighten.
The guy calls out, and he swings with a 15. What is your armor class right now?
12.
Alright, he manages a hit. He only deals 6 damage. I will add that to you.
Oh,
you did. Thank you.
Oh boy, 6 damage. Man, he's nearly dead.
He kind of starts to move around you. He's now this is like very tight spacing. He is close to the cells on each side. In case anyone wants to take advantage of that before it's Timber's turn.
There's really not a whole lot that I can do, is there? How close are they to the bars?
Close, reachable.
So would that be a dex roll?
You could roll your attack. It would just be at disadvantage because you're punching through the small spaces.
Oh, I don't want to roll to attack. I want to roll to grapple.
Oh, okay, yeah. Athletics.
Would that be with disadvantage?
In this case, no, because you're just reaching through and trying to grasp him. Shiro, you roll me investigation.
It's the prison break scene.
The blood is kind of pouring everywhere, and Sally, as you go get this guy, blood gets on your arms, and for a moment it's really gross. But it kind of lubricates your arms and allows you to more easily kind of grasp this guy through the bar cells, and you pull him close, giving Timber advantage on his next attack as this guy is held against the cell.
And is this about the point where the Martens are marching through the front door? It is happening! 9 of them!
I want to know the look he just gave you. Zim, I want to know the look he just gave you.
I don't know because he's behind me.
I want to know how it felt.
Oh, it's kind of a mix of dread. So the Martens are going to be going through the front door. They will all be gathered above the door. And then use telekinesis to open the door. waiting
need
for the
Tim.
person there inside to notice that it has happened. And
Chim,
then
just
they
fight the
will
duel because this
each,
is happening.
and then they will just start marching through, climbing along the walls, single file, 4 on each side. All of them will. They will stop about halfway into the room, and all 4 of them just train their eyes on the person behind the desk. They are not in combat. They are not doing combat. You just threw your emotional support plush bunny at me.
Yes.
This is not combat. This is not combat.
No.
This is roleplay.
I need to run, you guys. I've been having a lot of fun. Thank you, and I will be back next week for even more fun. Please don't get yourself killed. Good luck, Timber. I hope you stay safe.
He's always safe. It's the people around him that are in danger.
Fine. I will not bring in the extras. I am watching the text just fill in on this.
For the record, this is now the 3rd time that Zim has broken the DM.
Fine. It will just be Doge and Dej.
And the Martens.
No, not the other.
You've broken him. This is the sound of a broken man.
He's
destroyed his will to live.
squeaking. He is just squeaking over there.
Yeah, this is the sound of a broken man.
But yeah, so they are marching in, 4 on each side. All of them train their eyes on the person behind the desk. You did not fill out the forms. You are not allowed to take our friends.
The Martin Talking Network, BBEG, confirmed.
So
Is he okay?
I just shared in tabletop images that I just rolled a 20 after the investigation check. So that is proof this man rolled a nat 20 and fears no Martens.
Now you listen here, you little shits.
I've heard this happen to my father. It won't happen to me. He draws the sword.
Alrighty then.
You won't take me back to the asylum.
I'm going to roll a new initiative. Zim, you roll for the Martens. Meanwhile, Timbler, you can make your advantage attack against the guy.
How's he looking?
He's looking pretty bad and kind of held against the bars.
Okay, cool. For the Empress! Chomp!
So Zim, he fails against a 20, wins against the 8, so he's in between the 2 Martens. Timber, you do bite again. Please roll your damage.
Just max damage, one after the other.
You just, basically ripped out one half of his neck, and you go down on the other side and tear off another piece of flesh. The man's bleeding from both sides of his neck profusely, and Rose is kind of crying as the blood just pours down her arms like a little waterfall.
I was going to flavor that, but you know me at this point.
Dungeon Master?
Yeah?
Can I make an offhand attack with his fist?
Wait, with
This
his
man
fist?
is down, Timber. You making an offhand attack is just beating a corpse.
Okay, Temple is beating a corpse.
Roll desecration, please.
Oh my god, why?
Would that just be just a strength, right?
Yeah, And Sim, you may go for Doge as Timber desecrates a corpse.
Stop! He's already dead.
How big is
Would
this
that be
room?
advantage?
The room itself is probably about 40 feet, 20 by 20.
20 by 20?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Why?
Doge is setting the entire room on fire.
Why?
Timber, you punch this corpse pretty hard, though it's not hard enough to do much more than break the jaw. Meanwhile, the room is on fire and the man starts to burn, and that is not fun for him.
I'm going to go home and rethink my life.
Verfor, this is not Fireball. This is Rolling Flame. No attack roll. No saving
flat
throw.
damage.
Just flat 5 fire damage per turn.
Rosalia, as you go into the corner, curling up on the straw and crying, Quizen will come over and pat your back.
Why is this my life?
I don't know, but it's fun adventure, no?
As Temple's just mauling a fucking the guy.
I feel my sanity being removed every day. The blackouts, they get longer every time.
Shiro Puppy, would you like to go towards A or B?
I wasn't told what I found on the check.
This was to see if you found one of the groups. There are 2 groups. I'm not telling you who you're going towards. It's just A or B.
B.
You head downstairs and manage to find Timber as he is wailing on the corpse of a man, a pool of blood under his feet, and you can hear soft sobbing.
Don't forget the bloody jaws. It's an important part. Just this naked wolf wearing nothing but the helmet. Jaws dripping with blood. Is
Temple is
ripping
a
the corpse
monster.
into pieces.
I'm going to ignore that because I've seen that before, and I'm going to go over to Rosalia and look in and wondering how they're doing.
Rosalia, would you like to explain yourself?
So much blood. Why? Why was there so much blood?
That's how Rosalia is doing. Now, it is the one guy's turn. He doesn't look like a normal guard. He looks like a squire or something. And as the room is suddenly on fire, also, do they take damage at the start or end of their turn, by the way? This is important.
Start.
Oh, okay. As the fire goes, he goes to run out of the room, and the flames overtake him, and he falls to the ground. He wasn't scared of martens. A room that's
But
on
he was
fire,
scared of fire.
well, I would say death, as the fire killed him before he could be scared.
Is he actually
Oh my
dead
god,
now?
why?
Yeah,
Oh my god, why?
this
Not
wasn't
just
like
dying?
I mean, if you want to turn off the fire, you could keep him alive. That is up to players, yeah.
Yeah, we'll turn off the fire, keeping him alive. In fact, one of the other Martens will even go and give him a boop to heal him. But just enough to stabilize, not enough to let him come back to consciousness.
Alright, good to know. GM side note, by the way, everyone. When I kept NPCs alive and didn't just kill them, Zim said that was useless and to just kill them unless players said otherwise. Him burning this guy alive, he was just disappointed I said the man burned to death.
Well, yes, like I said, unless we want otherwise, and I wasn't expecting 5 points of damage to kill him immediately.
10.
These are people. You can
You're just
expect
comical.
fire to kill really fast at normal people.
I still was not expecting it to happen. Otherwise, I would have specified
You're going against your own
beforehand.
advice.
But no, I did not want to actually kill him. They're not coming in here to kill anybody. Timber, on the other hand, is another matter altogether, but you know.
If I knew fire would have killed a man, I would have just specified it lightly flambéed him instead of bonfired him. Well,
But Zim, that kills people.
So we now have two groups of party members because I'm going to say that Kairos is still on the roof. He is relaying to the Martens anything his imps find. So patrols, guards, anything like that. Shiro, Timber, Quizen, and the rest of the party, including Rose, I'm not sure if I should include her, she's kind of mentally broken, are down in the cells. Meanwhile, the Martens are currently in the entranceway.
Dungeon Master?
Down inside, all we are is oil and meat.
We
We lubricate the gears. We
So
power the machines.
The 8 Martens are going to, following Kairos' map, they're going to make their way deeper in and seeking to find the others. Just 4, 2 groups of 4 on either side of the walls. Just crawling along the walls.
Yes, Timber?
Now that Tempo's done defeating the enemy for the Empress, can he search the body for a key?
Yeah, also heal 1 hit point, because you've probably drank a lot of the guy's blood.
Okay.
Ah, yes, blood rights, of course. How could I have missed that?
Tasty. Tempo will take his weapon too.
Okay, you now have a short sword, you have the keys to every single cell down here.
I would like to, I'm giving a free
Tempo's
Martin
gonna try to
video.
open the door.
He's given Spider Martens.
So, just so you're aware, since this was a very talk-heavy episode, I was actually working with the mask this entire time. So it's actually almost finished. I have a little bit of touch-up work left to do, but yeah, I'm ready to take a picture of it and share it.
Nice.
Share.
So I assume Tempo opens the lock eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it might take a few tries to find the correct key, but nothing I'm going to be like, oh, you take exactly 2 minutes.
Tempo uses the wrong key, but just muscles it open.
Timber is the key. Rosalia, the door to your little cell opened, and the bloody monster is at the door.
Just one moment.
I know you were saying that because of your mask.
That's nice. Yeah, there's a monster at the door now. Of course, now it's coming for me because that's how the story's going to end. Well, how else would it end?
Tempo will tell Rosalia, the Empress is not done with you. Come.
Lana.
Tempo will actually. Is he still connected to the evil dagger of doom and probably heresy?
Excuse me, it's
Mentally,
the dagger
at
of
least?
advanced heresy.
Yeah.
You know, it was on your person, right?
I was gonna ask if it was with his stuff, but is he still mentally connected?
Yeah, I meant if it was with your stuff, then that would be in the house, and by yes, you would be connected to it.
Tempo's gonna call out to it, where are you? Because Tempo assumes it's with the rest of his stuff.
Wow, that's actually logical.
Using a cursed item possessed by a demon as a GPS locator. I like it.
Yes. Oh my fucking god. He is just Okay, so Zim breaks the DM, Timber breaks the cursed items, and Rose just breaks.
Well, I might give you
What
points in that
of
bomber class.
us? What of us? What of us?
Am I the only
You
one
just
that
hear
knows here?
Temple yell, "Where are you?"
Get your hand out of the frame. Try and take a picture. No! That,
Shiro, you're the only one not insane.
I'm
They
trying to take a
stuffed me
picture,
in
but Gibbs
some
is being a
boots.
jerk.
Though most of your stuff is upstairs on the left.
He's trying to photobomb.
Come with me. Temple starts going that way.
So most of these holding cells were empty. It looks like this place is mainly just to hold criminals for a night, maybe two. And as you head upstairs, there's not really any guards. And there is a door to the left that seems to have kind of like a miniature armory. There are some of your things scattered about, and then the rest are in a chest.
Dungeon Master?
Yes?
You said there was a door, correct?
Yes?
No, there was not.
I'm not even going to have you roll at this point.
The monster that is Temple wants his stuff back.
There used to be a door.
The door doesn't break off of its hinges. The door shatters into toothpicks as Timber kicks it. Shiro, as you investigate the cells, you don't find much. It seems like they've had someone within the past day or two before the group. Outside of that, you might find a rat. The rat lets out as you devour it. You guys can find your things. It will take time to put on armor proper, but you do have what weapons you would have normally had.
Armor. I must put on my armor. All of it.
Don't worry, Rosalia. You found your children's toys. They were playing darts with them.
Rosalia,
I
have a
leave no
question for you.
survivors.
I have a question for you, Rosalia.
Yes.
Do you want bloody naked Temple to keep running around and smiting people?
I want to go home. That's what I want.
You are home.
No! No!
You're home with
So long
us.
as you're with me.
We like you.
Help me get back in uniform, unless you want me to waggle my longsword around.
That I managed not to
Moving
look
on.
until now.
Moving on.
So the Martens are going throughout. They could head straight to the party if they so wished.
That's what they're going to do.
They go through
Someone's
some.
gonna get dressed.
They go through some side rooms as the party is getting dressed or things on and such, and eventually find what would have been a door, the toothpicks on the floor. And as Timber finishes up putting on his armor.
All 16 eyes are going to be trained on Rosalia. We found you, Rosalia!
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were about to say 16 Martens as if they multiplied.
Can they?
No.
No, no, no.
They're not like an amoeba or something.
Alright, Temple's now dressed. His normal class is back to 20.
Nice. With that...
My hamster is getting antsy. If we be adventurers, let us adventure.
Oh god.
Why? How could this happen to me? I made my mistake.
The funny thing is, The funny thing is, with the natural spacing the note page has, it goes from saying no to on.
It says no to me on my screen.
Well, it's like the second straight line of no's turns into on,
Oh my
on, on.
God. I just now noticed the insane rambling note that he gave each of us. You said they would not be in combat or anything. Behave or be smited. They will pay. They are all going to pay. They will suffer so much. I will punish them all.
Temple.
Please, send help. I need mental support. Sim, campfire
Guys?
support rep. The man
Temple's
rolled a
gonna-
20.
Temple's
Fuck
gonna-
you, Sim. He fears no Martins. Okay, I read the note.
Temple's gonna pick up one of the Martens and try to call the imps to see if they know where the captain of the Gorm's at. If they've seen him.
For all they know, the captain of the guard is not here. Though there was someone else that they saw in charge that was given papers, he is currently upstairs in an office.
Well, it seems that we still have one left.
Please exit the
Let's go pay
building.
him a visit.
We are destroying it.
You said you didn't want to kill people.
Go. I want to interrogate.
What is it? Interrogate, mercy, murder, death?
All of the above?
Murder and death are two separate things, by the way. Death is quick and painless. Murder is what
Now
Sim
that's
is
where
doing to
you're
my
wrong.
mentality.
That's where you're mistaken, in fact.
Well, no, if you think about it, death is the action of dying. When you die, you no longer feel anything. Oh, there's another
Yes.
Martin, I just realized that. So death is quick and painless, because when you die, you are dead and thus you feel nothing.
Ah, but the moments leading up to that death, now those can
That's
be
not death. That's murder and other things.
But it is implied.
Come on, guys, let's go pay your friend.
So,
a visit.
anyways, there are 18 eyes on Rosalia. Hi, Rosalia.
Oh, hey! I'm able to just barely snap out of it. Oh, it's you guys, of course.
Dungeon Master?
You're not here to eat,
Yeah?
right?
Timbo wants to pay your friend a visit.
Alright.
Even that Jim just sounds so broken.
Just like the door that leads to him.
Jim,
There
more
are-
influence.
There are 3 doors that lead to... You know, I said 3 doors, and then I see an influence for 3 more Martins, so you know what? Beyond each door is a Martin.
They're parts of the they're parts of the Martin Talkie and Talkie network, because this entire island has been blacklisted by the network. So you know, the remaining Martins on the island are now gathering with Doge and Dage to leave.
Dungeon Master?
You have been removed from the network.
Timber?
You have been removed from the network.
I want to know what you're about to tell me, but then I'll say some more things.
Okay, so it's basically BANG! Oh, hi! Tempo adds him to the inventory. BANG! Oh, hi! Tempo adds him to the inventory. BANG! Oh, hi!
Well, it's more bang. Hi! To get past this room, you must answer this question.
Bang!
What is my favorite food?
He just walks away.
Favorite food is yes! And Tempo boots the next door.
Man, how did he know?
Just pockets them as he moves on to the next one, still mid riddle.
Hi! To answer this door, you must You must question the riddle of how to get through this room.
Tempo just adds him to the thing, then kicks the
Oh, I'm in a
wall.
bag. Hey, there's food in here.
See, he questioned the riddle. It's like, why am I answering these riddles? Trap him in the bag.
The third door you kick down.
That was the
leads-
sound of Chim's last brain cell dying.
No, there's one brain cell left that's forced to run the D&D games, and it's that one scene from I think Family Guy based off Twilight Zone where like his glasses fall off, but instead of that, he goes
There was
into
time
like the
now.
he goes into the DMD section, and it's just he's the only one, and it's like it's not fair. It's not fair. The third door you kick down leads into the office, and the man is currently petting a marten as he hangs up talking to someone else, and he looks across to Timber. So you've escaped.
Lord!
He does that.
I am already afraid.
You better be. As he
Look.
says with a bloody helmet.
I just work here. You don't want to murder an innocent, correct?
Nobody's innocent in the Empress's eyes, but I want you to talk.
Promise me that I get my life, and I will tell you all I know.
False! I want you to poison the Empress!
Hurrah!
Okay, cool. Next! Where is your captain?
If you're looking for the captain of the guard, he is not currently in town. If you're looking for the night captain, well, he's at the barracks, and I don't think you want to mess with him. After all, he took over your entire ship.
To be fair, that was a sneak attack. Uh-oh.
I will beef up, and I will come back for him, and he will pay. But
Can you
since
hear
he
me?
plays the Empress, you
We
live.
can.
Okay. My microphone just shifted on that glue pops.
So Doge and Dej are going to collect the 4 new martens for the crew. I would like you to know that we are going to demolish this building, so we would recommend that you make a hasty exit.
You're going to add more to your bounty and demolish public property?
I'm afraid that
Temple-
you failed to fill out the proper forms for the capture and apprehension of our crew, and therefore, yes, legally we are permitted to destroy this building. By law of the Martin Talkie and Talkie Network, which, as a member of it formerly, you are bound by the contract you signed upon joining it, that yes, this building is relinquished to our demolishing. You said he was on a call, which means he was a member.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Temple will add to the thing and go, well, considering you already want us, I don't think one more sin will be... What's the word I'm thinking of? Bad, yes!
I'm just kind of gotta be kind of wandering into the room while this is happening, slowly starting to shake off the delirium.
On, we must educate someone. Therefore, a marten is a type of mustelid. The ones in this game are actually sables, which are the variety native to Russia. Here we go. I'll get some marten videos up for you. This is Uma. So yeah, martens are mustelids. They live in trees. They are very agile, very great swimmers. They can climb just about anything. If you were watching earlier, I had one where the marten was going across the curtains sideways, because that's what martens do. No, not land otters. Tree. They are tree noodles. They are fantastic little critters. They are adorable, and they deserve to be loved. Here's another one for you. This is the one that I had brought up earlier. This is Uma again. But you also have varieties, such as... Let me see which one I find first. Oh, well... No, not that one. I have a lot of martyred videos. Number 16... Oh, perfect one!
Ну вот, короче, Бадди остался один в комнате.
They are not weasels, but they are related to weasels. This is Buddy.
Бадди чуть-чуть поиграл.
Dungeon Master?
Yes, Timber?
Temple will ask for the man's name.
Does my name even matter at this point? If I live, you won't see me again, and if I, well, get killed, it would be lost to history.
I would like to point out that he would have had to sign his name on the contract, so I would like to know his name and pull it from the contract. The Martin that he was part would know the name.
Right. Whoever you are, I want you to run.
Ну, это, конечно, всего лишь
Inquisition
Ну вот, короче, Бадди остался один в комнате. И кое-что наделал.
Timber!
Flee!
Why?
Timber intimidates
why
him to flee.
Timber, why? Why are you... No, we...
Jim, I need a name for him.
Don't make me come up with the names for nameless NPCs.
His name is Greg. There.
I need a name for him.
Xander.
Okay. I will write that down.
Timber, please roll intimidation.
Just wrote him down in a death note.
Can I have advantage because he's all bloodied and literally destroyed his thingy?
Go ahead.
Sweet. Watch me fail. Ooh, I'm glad.
He rolled one higher. The man walks over to you and draws out a dagger. I want you to cut me. Don't kill, just maim.
He really struggles with that concept.
I'm sorry, but did you fill out the proper form for that?
Shut it, Weasel. I'm no longer part of your service, and thus I don't need to.
No, for Captain Timber to continue with your request, you do need to fill out Form 14-8.
Timber will cut him.
Captain Timber!
Yes! The captain! The captain is staging a mutiny against the navigator.
When you don't listen to the secretary, the man grimaces as the dagger slashes across his chest and blood starts to pool. It looks like it hurt greatly. Now it's not gonna look as if I just left you all leave. Thank you.
Now flee.
One last thing. Just one last thing. I'm going to deck him, not full force, just hard enough to get my point across.
Like, are you talking about one damage deck him, or you want to roll your damage deck him?
One damage decking. Just enough to give him a black eye.
Okay, because I was about to say, Timber's attack would do a lot of damage. The man also spits out a tooth in a gob of blood. It's only gonna help the story.
Oh no, see, that was because of all of this. You have no idea how pissed off I am. we fix your rat problem, we fix your pirate problem, we fix your hospital problem, and what do you fucking do? You lock us up!
You guys are meddling in something you don't want to.
Oh, you talking about those iron whatever guys. Oh, don't worry. At this point, it's war.
No, the pirates. You took something they and the guards want. But I'm told to flee. Goodbye. And he's going to
go
push
back to your
past
corrupt
you.
guards. Nothing of value was lost.
So the Martens are going to send out a mental broadcast to the building, anybody that might still be inside, telling everybody to escape because the building's being demolished.
What do they do to demolish the building?
They are going to set fire to support beams throughout the building.
Okay, are they going to do anything else before they leave?
Inside the building?
Shadow it, maybe?
Yeah.
No, nothing inside the building. They're just going to be setting a lot of fires, destroying as much as they can to let it fall. Obviously making sure they have enough time to get out. They will be putting a little peg outside with a paper on it, which will basically detail that this island has violated the terms of service of the Martin Talkie and Talkie Network, and therefore has been blacklisted, and they are hereby taking recompense in the destruction of this building.
Okay, Timber, are you doing anything before you leave the building?
Timbo will leave the gunpowder he was given.
Anything else?
Actually, real quick.
This is a little thing, and Timbo will put the mark of the Empress.
Real quick, before they leave and start destroying the building, they will also make sure to pull out that one person that the squire, and leave him next to the note. You know, a safe distance away. As well as they will gather up any gold that they find because, you know, they did earn that reward and they're going to make sure that they get it.
You make me so sad. You forgot. One moment, Timber. You forgot about the guy after 3 times. I was waiting to talk about how you remember last minute as the roof collapses upon him and he is dead. But no, you have to interrupt Timber to remember this random NPC. Timber, before it's your turn, I do want Rosalia to let me know if she is going to be grabbing anything.
We're gonna need a few valuables, so I'm gonna grab those. We have no way of knowing whether or not they looted this ship, right? Probably just impounded it.
I mean, at the least, the Food Armory would be intact.
Yeah, they'd have no reason to take that. Have we recovered the wolf and the chef?
Yes.
And Quizen, I'm assuming, is with me?
Quizen and Co would be with you. Some of the crew would have already gone out to return to the ship to make sure it's not being impounded and or get it ready to sail.
Alright, then yeah. Lightweight valuables. Gonna take any of those and make sure that all of my weaponry is accounted for before heading out.
As you scan over the guy's desk for valuables, you do notice a leaflet of papers that he was looking at before he ended the little call on the Martin.
Alright, so, and these papers kind of stand out a bit?
It was the only papers on his desk at the time.
Alright, I'm gonna take those and do a quick check of the drawers for anything that stands out.
Roll perception, because this isn't a long investigation. This is a quick looking in as you open and close.
I'm burning a luck point.
Oh,
Fuck you, game!
I saw
Fuck
that.
you, game! Fuck you, game! Fuck you, game!
I forget if you're able to use multiple luck points or not. I don't think so.
Zim?
Think you can.
Well, you can use you can use luck points as before the outcome is determined. So it's however many luck points you can. You can only do advantage, once.
So if you want to re-roll that 4 before I tell you, it's up to you. Oh,
Damn it!
Wolfhag just did an influence to let you roll again. This is basically a free luck point.
No, he said roll aging. I've done enough deals. He said roll aging. That's how many years I lose. He's with them!
I know Wolfab has some trouble typing, but that is kind of funny, I think.
I'm just not destined to find anything. Okay, I don't find anything in the desk, I'm assuming.
The only thing you find is a whole bunch of empty paper and some quills.
And I lost 2 years off my life from the stress.
With that, all of you leave the building in time before it collapses, leaving the message. Yes, Timber?
Yeah, Timber was wanting to take the short sword and stab it into the wall with the note written in Celestial, speaking of the dooms that will come for the Emperors.
Do you want to instead have that outside next to the sign because the building is going to collapse?
Yeah, somewhat safe.
Outside, I'm going to imagine you stabbed the sign that the Martens put in the ground. So on top of the doom message staked into the ground is another doom message staked into the doom message.
Okay, you can use the lucky points multiple times for the same outcome, for the same roll. And I looked it up to verify because it's quicker to look on Google than it is to look it up in the book, and I have to agree with this article. It's like, how the hell did this feat get past playtesting? It is.
Wait, what's the feat?
Lucky.
Oh yeah, luck.
It is so broken. Like, I personally
have
a lot. I personally say ban it every game, but it's always up to the DM.
You know what my theory is? You know what my theory is?
What?
That when they were doing playtesting, after the third DM died in a stabbing incident due to a crit fail, they thought that maybe they should have some sort of health plan in place.
They made luck for people like Roselia.
I mean,
Personally-
luck is. Sorry,
Hey! I feel called out.
Personally, I don't feel like Lucky is that strong. Yes, it lets you re-roll some things, but the GM gets to decide when you take a long rest, and you only get 3 points for basically each session, unless the GM gives you long
Technically,
rests.
if it's a combat session, I get 4.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because you have something else. By the Lucky feat itself, you get 3 points of re-rolls, which other items give. Some items give advantage for more. Like, there's items that give you advantage over combat checks, or so many times per day you get advantage on stealth. With items like that around, 3 re-rolls is nice, but it's not necessarily the best.
Is very broken though, because you can use it for any. You can use it for any roll, except for damage.
I still don't find that broken.
I mean, Zim.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna talk broken, so can we discuss your family?
Can we talk
All
after the game?
90 of them.
Can we talk after the game?
let's talk game balance, shall we?
We can talk about that later.
Let us go.
Under the cover of night, the party makes their way back to the ship. Are you going to be heading off as well, Shiro, to the ship, or are you still looking for the pirate?
I am off.
Alright. Everyone gathers back to the ship. There are about 4 corpses of guards, 2 of them in front of the army. And the rest are from the chef. Everyone is kind of getting everything together. They are raising the anchor. They are making it so you guys can get out of Dodge.
As soon as we're back on the ship, I'm just gonna hug the chef. You are the only one that I respect.
Hey! I've been here for you! Quizen says all sadly.
You've also nearly killed me several times. As a matter of fact, I think all of them except for the chef have.
Roselia.
Timber, you have nearly killed me multiple times.
Yes, I know. Just remember.
Remember
the
what?
The Empress has sent me to deal with all of the problems that almost killed you. You have not died once under my watchful eye.
Well, I never said that you're incompetent. I just said that I don't respect you. I fear you.
Yes, as all good leaders should be.
Exactly.
The Empress has sent me to deal with every problem that happens when I am here. Thus, praise the Empress. Now let us go!
When Rose can tell her face that she doesn't respect it, and he takes it as a compliment.
Timbo will help pull up the anchor and start steering the ship.
The ship starts to, with what little wind there is and a little bit of rowing, start to pull out of port. You manage to
push the boat. He doesn't care.
With how?
He's pushing on the wall like session 1.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Duh.
Not this again. Not this
And
again.
in a few moments, the ship starts to get out of port. You manage to catch the wind, steer the ship, and it is starting to leave the island. You have no idea where you're going, but you're just heading to open seas, away from Calcith.
Oh, now you dropped the name.
I would like to inquire how much gold the Martens were able to gather from the building before they burned it down. I would imagine that building's probably had a good amount of gold in it.
You didn't have time to do a thorough investigation, so roll a perception check.
The real enemy here is corporatism.
Why not? I had at least 2 to work on it.
Because I'm not going to give you 12 different perception checks for things that were not supposed to be used in situations like this.
Sorry, something Dibs is doing. His game's glitching out in a very interesting fashion.
You find 90 pieces of gold among everything. Or at least the value of 90, so just put 90 gold. The ship is sailing off into the distance. Under the cover of nightfall, the moon high in the sky and the town slowly disappearing. The lights that was the town that never slept, slowly fading as the ship goes further and further, and soon only the sounds of the water and waves hitting against the ship can be heard.
You know, I get the feeling that even if we never go back there again, which if we ever do, it won't be by my choice, we're going to be running into those people again. I just feel it, because that's how our luck goes. One or more of them is going to track us down, and it's going to be a bloody battle. That's just how it works, isn't it? That's my life now.
It's okay, Roselia. The Empress shall guide us. I shall go wherever she desires me to go. There is no possible way the Empress could ever leave us wrong.
So, normally we end, but I do want to know if any of you want to do roleplay things with any of the crew or Timber before the session ends.
Yeah, I could try to get to know the chef, but I don't know if you're prepared to.
I mean more small things about how you guys just escaped and such.
The Martens are going to be going through the ship to make sure that everything is intact.
For the most part, everything's intact. There's a little bit of damage to some of the doors and such. The armory lock, but outside of that, it's fine.
Still have all our treasure. Cool.
Dungeon Master?
Yes, Timber?
I believe this is the last game I have for a while, and Timber's just happy he got everyone out alive.
I'm aware. I want to see if anyone's doing something before we end.
So, how are we going to handle the lack of one of the main characters thing? Because when it's the...
Shh, just tell me if you're doing a roleplay thing. I have an idea. That's not to be condescending. I've just been told by 5 people Timber is leaving when I've known the entire time.
Oh, I know. I'm just wanting to know what it is you're planning on doing, because we've got some people that, they are only able to be here for like half the sessions, and then some people that don't really spend a lot of screen time. As much as I would like for Shiro to be in, have more screen time, he does tend to be a second line character. So I'm just curious what exactly the plan is moving forward.
I can mention it after the stream, but if Timmy and Milo are not able to join us consistently, we will be most likely allowing viewers to join in for 2 or 3 sessions, using either crew members, which I will be statting out, or their own characters that I will have to approve beforehand.
So just slice of life over out at sea, looking for a new place to go.
For about a session, yes.
Well, but for individual sessions, okay. But it just, Timber's going to be gone for quite some time.
Yes. For 2 or 3 sessions, people will be able to join in, and we switch out for another person. It's going, like, whenever Milo and Timmy can't join, that is what we're planning. So there will always be someone else.
All right.
Now, anyone want to do any roleplay things? Or anything with Timber's character?
Doge and Dej will be organizing with the chef to get a nice little meal made. And they're going to be setting out a table for everybody to come join for food. Since they just had a daring escape and all.
And you know what? For once, I'm not going to object. I will, however, be carefully picking out any bits of frickin' meat or egg that they keep adding.
There are no meat and no eggs.
Well, they let the chef do it.
Raul, on a job well done for the Empress, will take some of the wine that was stolen from the pirate ship and crack that open, pouring glasses for everyone. Calrus and Quizen, well, Calrus will join in. He doesn't know much. He kind of fears Timber, but he does thank him for saving them. Quizen, on the other hand, is hugging him happily before going off to eat food. There's a cheers, a toast proposed in Timber's name for having helped them all escape this.
I just realized something. Gonna have to find a reason to actually head back to that island. We've got a contact there that we need to pick up.
Just say we picked up the pirate on our way out.
I mean,
You
you
guys-
also don't have me on board.
When you said gone, I thought you meant gone on ship, but okay, you're following the pirate.
Yeah, that's because of the conversation that I heard between the pirate and Rosalia.
Well, I know where you're going then. We can do that next session because going back to the island is not necessarily going back to town. For now, everyone goes to have a nice rest. The night is young, the wind is blowing, and the ship is still sailing freely out from town. And it's during this rest that you, Timber, are awakened. You feel a presence both around you and in your mind. Your eyes flutter awake, and it's a eerily familiar presence, one you haven't felt in ages. And as you look about, your room is glowing in a pale blue and light green. The source of that glow is from out your window, and you can see a will-o-wisp. It dances there. It seems to be calling you, beckoning you. It comes through the glass and leads you across your captain quarters, out onto the deck, and then to the little rowboat the ship has. It waits there.
Temple will look around. And
Right now, no.
He'll take one of his javelins.
Mhm.
He'll remove his cape, and he'll stab it into the. Sorry. He'll stab it
That's
into
a very aggressive stab.
Yeah, he'll stab his cape into the deck and leave his captain hat. Along with a note saying that he has been summoned, but in Celestial. So
that Raoul can read that.
nobody can really read it, but it's Temple, and he puts it there with a doodle of him going away to what looks to be the Empress or something.
Does he leave the logbook that he's been keeping, or does he bring that with him?
He leaves that too.
The will-o-wisp waits for him to leave everything behind, and as Timber climbs upon the rowboat, it slowly descends, resting just upon the waves. And as Timber starts to row out, it leads him.
Oh, hold on. The martens don't sleep.
But they're normally in the Food Armory.
The rest of them are. Doge and Dage kind of wander the ship most nights.
Well, they watch Temple do that.
Timber, where are you going? Did you fill out the form
I
for
have
that?
been summoned. Yes, I have.
Oh, okay. Have a good trip.
There never was a form.
Take care of the ship for me. I shall return. And the last words you hear from him is, "For the Empress!"
It's to the point that I hear him in my sleep now. Just roll back over. I'm going back to sleep.
The light of the will-o-wisp guiding Timber's small rowboat disappears into the distance. The martens aren't that sure if it's leading him back to the town or somewhere else. But wherever it is, he's following the Empress's call. And with that, we shall end today's session, with Timber heading off to follow the Empress's wills and whims, leaving the rest of the crew behind.
The accuracy of that statement is rather alarming. I mean, he is going on deployment, so he is kind of following the Empress's call.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us for this session of Red Flag Rejects Dungeons and Dragons. Good luck to you, Timber. It has been a blast having you here. I hope you're safe while you're out there, and I hope you come back soon.
I'll be back in a year.
Full year?
A full year?
Yeah.
Oof. We might need to find a new main player. You'll still have your spot. Just, I thought it was just like 6 months, but a year's a bit longer.
It's only 26 sessions.
Anyways, everyone, thank you all so much for joining. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We have merch there that is going away at the end of the month. So if you want some of it, grab it now. We have a 15% discount, merch transition, so you can get the discount there. Do consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. You can find links to our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, and Patreon on our website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night, everyone. And Timber, you stay safe.
I fully expect to see you in 2022.
Yeah, me too.
I hope so.
I'm too stubborn to die.
Viewers, if any of you would like to come join Voice, we are going to move down to the streaming room B, so you guys can say bye to Timber as well.
Timber, one last thing. I know you might think that this is a thing, but don't attempt intimidation rolls on camel spiders. They are immune to status effects.
I pack a bayonet.
That'll work.
All right, everybody. I'm ending the stream. Have a great night.